humans for whom the words "never again" carry special meaning.
So where are we going?
Further than we've ever gone before.
Report. Structural latching system integrity breached.
Prepare to take us out of here, number one.
Fire up the engines, half impulse till we clear the nebula, then punch it up to warp 9.
Ready phasers, load forward torpedo bays. Engage.
Homo sapiens. What an inventive, invincible species. It's only a few million years since they crawled up out of the mud and learned to walk. Puny, defenseless bipeds. They've survived flood, famine, and plague. They've survived cosmic wars and holocausts. Now, here they are, out among the stars, waiting to begin a new life, ready to outsit eternity. They're indomitable.
I'll give you moves.
Everybody lives, Rose. Just this once. Everybody lives!
Yes, indeed. Let's start. I really got into that clip. I was very much enjoying. You know why I was enjoying that clip of Eccleston? Because that's when he became the Doctor, right? To me, I think to him as well. That's really genuinely when he became the Doctor. It's was a really very glorious, affirming moment. Stephen Moffat, right? Yeah, really came together, right? Really came together. I wish we got more of that sort of thing from Eccleston, right? I really would. So I was musing amongst the many things I muse about. What'd you do with Doctor Who in this this mess? What could you possibly do if we wanted to make it good again? Well, first you got to make good Doctor Who, traditional Doctor Who. A bloke in a TARDIS with a young attractive girl, right? Traditional Doctor Who. Which they, I think they're nearly going to do with Shooty, but I don't think they can keep the gay stuff out, right? No, everyone's got to be gay. Okay, well, that's not really Doctor Who anymore, is it? It's more like Doctor Who porn parody without the porn. He said, well, you just got to imagine that the porn's there. No, I don't want the porn there at all. Right? In any... No, you got to have it in. Oh, okay, great. Anyway, well, what would you do, right? Let's say I think I finally worked out how you could restart this brand, right? So I would do it like this. And this would work even if you have, let's say you got the rights to do, Australia managed to get rights to Australian, do their own version of Doctor Who, right? Anyway, what I would do is this. One second. Call coming in. This looks like a junk mail. Well, let's find out what this is. Hello? Yeah, you don't understand? No, I'm good. Look, Chloe, calling from Energy Efficiency. Thank you for calling. However, I cannot talk to you right now. I want you to have a very good day now, Chloe. That's actually a real person. So I'll start like this. It'll be a very, I wouldn't say pastiche, but a very, very, typical Doctor Who scene happening with a Doctor being dead, but it's a Doctor we've never seen before, right? Maybe some people always like Hugh Grant, right? Wouldn't that be great? Like Hugh Grant turns up as a Doctor, or John Boyega, or all kinds of people, right? It'll be actually, what's his name? It was, rather than John Boyega, I'd much rather it be Patterson Joseph, who I always wanted to be the Doctor, right? And then it's like so you have all these multiple shards of the Doctor, right, going on. A lot of you don't, and then boom, you have a Andy Dwelly, mate. One second, I have to stop and apologize to you. I'm really, really, really sorry. I've been doing this massive clear out of my office. It's really going well. I'm watching everything melt down, right? Watching the piles of stuff melt down. Anyway, I just found your letter again. I'm so sorry. I dropped the ball on it completely. I will, without, we in Judaism will say, bli neder, right? Without making a sacred vow, I will get back to you this week. I'm really sorry, right? I'm really genuinely sorry that it took me so long to not get back to you. Anyway, so you have like these, very doctorable doctor scenes, and they're trying to work things out in their own TARDISes, right? And then we get boom, we got a Patrick Troughton Doctor Who, right? And I'm saying do it full on face swap, as much AI as you can do, right? Which you can do. Look, I'm sorry if I can see Emily Blunt suck a cock nowadays, right? I'm pretty sure it's not really Emily, right? And like Emily wasn't going to say, maybe I should stop being the darling of Hollywood for a minute and do some low rent porn. No, I think it's AI. Okay, I think it's AI going. I don't think, which is why I use AI a lot. Here, I'll let you in a secret, right? Here, let me share the screen for a second. Don't share screen. Brie Larson didn't actually post this picture. I know. It's amazing, right? And that's not Louise Jameson either. Incredibly, right? Right. That's not Brie Larson. That's made up. That's AI. Well, it's two steps. Sorry. Actually, somebody asked me how I do it. I would do a tutorial and show you, right? But I can't because like a lot of times the results come out are X-rated. You go to sexy SEXY.ai, right? And they have a bunch of different like 20, 30 AI engines you can choose from, right? And a lot of different ones have different styles and different successes. The prompt I put in was beautiful woman with blonde hair wearing a Captain Marvel bikini. I know, beautiful woman, blonde hair, large breasts, wearing a Captain Marvel bikini. Something along those lines, and that's what. And so it's better, but it didn't look like Brie Larson. So then I went to a FaceSwapper.ai and did a face swap to make it Brie Larson, right? Like you see, the one on the left, it wasn't face swap, while the one on the right was Brie Larson, right? Yeah. So AI. Full AI, baby. Lots of AI. And yeah, look, don't tell me. If I could do this on my desktop, don't tell me they can't even do it much better. So yeah, Patrick Troughton's Doctor Who, right? Maybe get Fraser Hines to play him. And get the guy who played Jamie in Outlander to play Jamie. Again, fully face swapping everybody. Then you have another unknown doctor. Then you have like a Peter Davison or Tom Baker. You've got to have Tom Baker in there. But again, mocap Tom Baker. I mean, not mocap. Like get a different actor, face swap him, and have Tom Baker do the voice. Well, he's still with us. In fact, maybe if you want to like put the dots on the face to get it to capture his performance, do that, right? But basically come together and solve the mystery and do the Crisis on Infinite Earths that Doctor Who desperately needs now, right? Because you had two, ham-fisted bun vendors, rattle Doctor Who continuity to death now, which is Rusty Davis and Chris Chibnall. It's just like they just rattled it absolutely to death, but yeah, whatever. Have some kind of thing where like all the realities are collapse up upon itself, and basically Capaldi regenerates into a whole new cycle. I said this as well before. To move Doctor Who forward, you've got to remove any memory of being Doctor Who. Like he needs to know what the TARDIS is and like his encyclopedic knowledge of the world, but like he's kind of like rebooted. It's a reboot universe Doctor Who. He meets the Daleks for the first time. Although maybe they know him, right? Maybe they're able to peer into the previous universe. There's like tantalizing glimpses that they know more than he does. Like things like that. But then you really get to keep it fresh, which is, oh God, the specials were so not fresh. Oh my God. The special was just turgid. Right, really genuinely turgid. Anyway, I went off yesterday to go and watch Dune Part 2. A bit famished, right? Maybe Mega Geek's going to come on. I really should have built that more. Maybe Mega Geek's going to come on and join me when I talk about it. It's an listen. I will buy the physical media of this. I will absolutely watch it again with interest, right? I am not overly thrilled with it, though. I have to tell you, there's even though I found it. Okay, here's the weird thing. Excellent story, effects, casting, acting, direction, script, all that excellent, and I'm still a bit famished, right? So that's my instant take on it, right? I'm thinking the last time I went to the cinema and had a good time was have a good time. No, not that kind of good time. Was Spider-Man No Way Home. Has there been anything since then? Yeah, what came out? When does Spider-Man No Way Home come out? Right? Spider-Man No Way 2021, right? So let's have a look at movies. Okay, let's look at the movies the last 2 years. Top movies 2021. And that was like towards the end of the year, wasn't it? I think it was towards the end of the year. Yeah, let me share the screen. Oh, was that Dune that year? Blimey. Don't share screen. Share screen. Oh yeah, what's it? So it's went to a movie. It had a boatload of fun. See Black Widow. No, I mean, Godzilla versus Kong. That was a boatload of fun, but that's a stay home boatload of fun, right? That's not worth going to cinema for. It really, genuinely isn't. It's not worth the stress. Well, was Spider-Man out this year? Not that year? Or maybe it was late 2021. Hang on. Spider-Man No Way Home. Spider-Man No Way. It was 2021 film, it says there. Okay, what was its release date? It was late. I'll just go to December. Fine. That's it. Top movies 2022. When's the last time I went to the cinema and had a good time? Surviving Gaza? Yeah. No, thank you. That my son is literally that can be explained what his everyday life is. Like Harry Potter, who gives a shit? Adam Project, that was actually quite good, but that was a Netflix movie, right? Some Netflix movie, Black Adam, unwatchable shit. Prey, Netflix movie. Oh, Top Gun Mavericks. Now I didn't go to cinema to see that because I didn't see the first Top Gun, right? And I'm glad it did well though. I probably would have gone to have seen it if I had. I would have done. Death on the Nile. Oh, is that another Kenneth Branagh Poirot thing? I know it's got Gal Gadot in it. I really got to do some Gal Gadot thumbnails at some point. The Secrets of Dumbledore. Yeah, no. All Quiet on Western Front, that was a Netflix movie. Bullet Train, no. Flash, no. You know, oh god, Batman was shy, but Flash, not great, right? Okay, fine. There's nothing there, man. 2023. So yeah, it's been the best movie I've seen in the cinema since Spider-Man. No, it was in minimally 2 years, right? Here, like the Marvels, the movie that destroyed, that finally broke them, right? That's the movie that finally broke them. Thank God for that. Yeah, look, there's literally nothing came there, and they I mean, we would have got Dune Part 2 last year. But that's about it. I mean, they delayed that. But I've got Indiana Jones. Oh, that was a bad year. Oppenheimer. I would rate Doom Part 2 somewhat like Oppenheimer. Not a fun ride, but the movie that I like a lot. Oh, Luther Thor the Sun. I like that a lot. Merry Little Batman. I don't remember that one. All right. Okay, never mind. Anyway. But much more impressive than that. Oh, so good, right? After the movie, it was the whole thing with the movie. Like I went with my son. It was really nice, right? It was really genuinely nice. Because like me and my son, we used to watch movies when he was little. I went through the whole of the reboot of Battlestar Galactica with it, right? And Lost as well. It was fun watching movies with him, right? I used to, we had a good time. Or at least I did. So it's kind of nice. Like now he's out the army, he's out the war, he's kind of settled, right? He's got a few days off before he starts his everyday life, right? And he's having a good time. He's kind of pumping, right? He's doing quite good. So it's really nice to hang out with him now. So I went with him to see to the movie. Oh my god, incredible! I went to buy the ticket, right? And I wasn't sure if I was going on my own or if it was coming with me, right? And then I saw tickets were on sale for like under half price. Okay, fine, nobody buy, yeah, no problem. So that was great. So we went to the movie. Then afterwards, he went back home, and my wife picked me up. My wife's got her new car. Oy vey! Oy vey! It's very cool, right? That's why we went out for dinner last night, because so I could check out what the new car's like. It's very cool, right? It's a completely electric vehicle, completely EV. However, we are not ready to be an EV family as yet. We found out, you know what you really need if you're an EV person, right? If you're an electric vehicle person, you need a charging cable in the bloody car, right? It's our first day driving it. So, it charged overnight. But anyway, so last night my wife plugged it into charge. We got back. I was going out for dinner. I'll tell you about dinner in a minute. And it's and it didn't charge. There's some like software thing. I don't know. There's some setting. So like it didn't charge. So then she was going to go to a charging station near where she works. I said, look, you should go to the dealership. You got it from there. They'll be able to charge enough to get home, right? And she said, no. Then she went to where my son is in Ariel, and then they went going around trying to get a charging cable. Finally, she got a charging cable like 20 minutes ago, like half an hour. She'd been and she's probably got to charge it for like an hour or two just to make it home, right? So have your own charging cable, right, in the car. That's what we've learned about. Anyway, the new car's very cool. It really is. It's insanely cool. As long as you make sure it's charged, I guess that's like the number one thing. So anybody says, "Oh, how did you go EV?" Well, this is the reason not to, right? Although the reason too is you save so much money. It's ridiculous. Like your gas bill literally gets cut into a quarter. It's like it's unbelievable how much money you save, and also they're now affordable, right? You don't have to get a Tesla, which we didn't, right? It'd be lovely if we could, but so we got this, and it's nice. Look, it's a nice. Anyway, we went out for dinner last night after the movie. I went to a place called Rubens. They had something on the menu, right? And it was in Hebrew. I was trying to go shmush, shmush. What is it? It's some shmush burger. Like what? It was a smash burger. Now I've always wanted to have one. I keep seeing those videos, or at least I used to, on Facebook. Right? They get the burger, they smash it down, they put cheese on it. So you can't have a burger with cheese, like in if you're Jewish, if you're religious Jewish. No meat and milk, right? What a bummer. They had awesome fake cheese. So it was a smash burger. It was like a double patty smash burger, fake cheese. Jalapenos and just the right amount of heat. It was it was gorgeous. It was like probably one of the best burgers I can remember. Right, the movie was not as good as the burger. I want to be clear. That burger, loved the burger. 100% top 10. Movie. I will buy the movie. I am going to buy a movie, right? And I'm going to buy the next one, which is clearly being set up to be made. Right? Yes, that is going to happen. Right? I am going to do that. But still, I mean, look, we're so bloody fickle, aren't we? Let me start on one of these. Let's start with this article here before I get to the chat. Hang on, doink. How do I get rid of this? There you go. Doink, share screen. Share screen. Oh wait. Yeah, that's the other thing. I meant to tell you. Before so my other son just made it home from Gaza. Right, just made it home. He's lucky to be alive. Oh my god. So now, to pick up like food supplies. They got a depot here. Do I have this picture? I'll put this picture up. So you know which one we're talking about. Should be over here somewhere. Okay, where's my family WhatsApp? Oh God, I hate WhatsApp. I really hate WhatsApp with every fiber of my being. Where is it? Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Dying. There, this one. Pull up his picture. There you go. So it's only polite. Share screen. Doink. There you go. Oh, there you go. There you go. That's it. So that's it when he rolled out last time. So his normal position is in a tank. He's a loader, right? And being a tank, it's you don't have that many close calls with bullets, right? You know, missiles, yes. Rockets, yeah. RPGs, yes. Bullets, no. So anyway, now they changed something, and he had to go to get food. They had a place in the middle of Gaza, right, where the depot is now. And he's like, I was driving there. I didn't have a flak jacket on. I was like, like a normal infantry soldier, but I'm like, my gun's not right for that and all that stuff, right? So I'm there. I don't have a combat jacket. I don't have a flak jacket. I'm in an open Jeep. We're driving around. There's a driver and there's what's called a jobnik, right? A jobnik is somebody who isn't in combat, which is mostly army. I think 80% of the army are jobniks. They're like people who do jobs, right? So they're driving through, Gaza, and my son's hearing gunfire, which I guess is a normal thing. But he's not. He says, but what was weird was normally you hear like, like machine gun. You very rarely hear like individual shots. So it's like, is that okay? And they're like, yeah, fine. It's totally fine. No need to worry, right? No, everything's fine. That gunfire you're hearing, totally fine. Really, he says. So they keep going, and it's getting out like, well, are you sure that's okay? He said, yeah, look, we've radioed in. They say there's nothing going on here. It's fine, right? So then they go further, and he says, I stopped hearing the gunshots. Now I did hear this, fish, 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 which is like the sound of bullets going, whoosh, 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 like like the Matrix. Holy shit! He's like, we're not fucking fine. It gets everybody in the house. The first time I think the jobnik starts freaking out, and he calms him down. Right? They said in the army they teach you how to like calm people down when they're in combat, and they both of them like went into like combat terror, like I am right now. And then the driver started freaking out as well. But anyway, they located the sniper, and they had a tank fire. And it says, and this guy is in a tank, every day. He says, like normally when you shoot something, you just see some smoke in the distance. I was close to this sniper because I felt the heat of the explosion. Oh my God! Like, oh, and like I saw the fire from the explosion. So like, man, he should be dead. Like, I'm telling you, he should totally be dead. I mean, he shouldn't be, but again, he's lucky to be. So he came in from that and said, "I just got to get to this engagement party tomorrow night," which is why we're streaming tonight and not tomorrow night. Essentially, yeah. So I think on Friday, right? On Friday, I'm not going to be streaming, so I'm not streaming on Thursday and Friday. Let me pull up the candy. No. So I just want to pull up the images. I'm like, I got hit with sexy Brie Larson. Something you don't expect to happen, right? So I'm not sure what's going out tomorrow, but I think Friday will be our deep dive with Sean from Review It Yourself into Facing the Face of Evil. A deep dive into this classic Tom Baker. It's really cool. I really enjoyed this. So that I think is going to be Friday's going. Because the thing is, I'm not going to stream that onto Rumble because Rumble now lets you set up broadcast 2 or 3 days in advance. So I'll be able to set up my Saturday stream with Rumble without this taking a slot. Rumble still isn't set up so great, right? Still isn't like pulled together so much. Should I get the chat first, or maybe I'll do the chat first? That's a good plan. We'll do the chat first. Fine. Darren Evans, how are you doing, Darren Evans? Thank you for joining us. The ODS started there saying the Welsh government have decided to give $4 million to Battle Productions. So more, $4 million is nothing. But like, really, it's like, that's like a quarter of an episode of Doctor Who. It's like, it's nothing. It's really a low amount of money, right? I have no idea. They're just like I like. It's both big and small. I mean, who cares? Who cares? It's simple. You're talking about. Set it in the Unbound Universe, deny the time of this child, and stick the core rules of the show, and not get political. Exactly. Right. When you say like, have a multi-doctor story with like lots of doctors in it, solving the riddle, and the riddle somehow folds together the Doctor Who universe into one cohesive unit once again. Right, which I don't think last time it was Capaldi, right? It hasn't been that since Capaldi, right? And I would reference it like I would set the Jodie era to be at the same level of veracity as a like the New Adventures, for example. Should we invite? Yeah, one second. Yes, why not? Doink. Sorry, I'm just being asked important questions about inviting different guests to the soiree tomorrow night. Oh, which I'm not really looking forward to. I never really look forward to these things. Anyway, Paul Tozer, how you doing, Paul Tozer? Thank you for joining us. And Andy Dwelly, I said hello to you, and I apologize to you. Good, I needed to. Zebra Holden, the Tatas is here. Hey, Zebra Holden, the Tatas. Let me have a quick look at what's going down at... I never saved this. That was really dumb of me. Let's see what's going down with... Rumble. Is anybody there? Oh, just Darren was over there on Rumble. If you're on, if you're on Rumble, subscribe. If you're on YouTube, subscribe. If you're on Twitter, subscribe everywhere. It's great. You know you want a baby. You know you like it. Mr. Jekyll and Hyde is here. Hey, Mr. Hyde. Hi, folks. Hi, folks. Time rant about Doctor Who again. Yes, there will be Doctor Who rant. That will be happening. Ian says I saw their engines. The media still love me so much more than those icky men who gave birth to that icky gay Doctor. Oh, icky thump. Who's not me, icky thump. So Sky reported that Babel's getting $4 million. Yeah, it just doesn't seem like a lot of money to me in terms of how they're burning it in this production, right? It's it just seems like this whole production of Doctor just seems like a mess to me, right? An absolute mess. Oh my god, more messages come in. I did. Okay, 1 second. I need to give a thumbs up. Can't ignore that. That's important. Thumbs up. Done. Always pay attention to your spouse, baby. That's what I say. Always pay attention. It will make your life better. Wait. Sign Nix is here doing Sign Nix. Thanks for joining us. And someone says, Icky, hi to the starters. Catherine Fears here. I would like the Irish curly hair guy from Umbrella. Exactly. Oh, him. Also in what's that show I liked as well? Misfits. Man, I'm telling you, Elliot Page destroyed that freaking show, right? Destroyed, and somebody else by a different name who may have some relationship to Elliot Page, because there's never been anybody other than Elliot Page. We're not dead naming anyone here, not because I believe in that, because I just don't want to get zapped by YouTube. It made it into a show that I can't watch. Right, season 2 was pretty awful with like her lengthy gay subplot, but season 3, like once she was once he was Elliot Page, I was like, ugh, I don't want to know. right? It's like I'm watching somebody's like I feel like I'm watching somebody's complete, emotional and physical breakdown happening before my eyes. What was his name? Yeah. He was very good. The guy from Umbrella Academy. What's his guy's name again? Robert Sheehan. Right? Yeah. He's very good. Man, Umbrella Academy. That's such a bummer. How that show. I really enjoyed that first season. Right? Can we just have a white dude to play the white bell role of the Doctor? Is that too much to ask? It might be. Let me do this there 1 second. Jay Crow is there. How you doing, Jay Crow? I do not remember seeing you here before. Thank you for doing this. Can Crash Courses here doing Can Crash Courses. Oh wait, we have a guest here in the green room, so we will be heading to Dune awfully soon. Right, that's going to be going down. I just got to finish the chat. Who else we got here? Raymond Williams is here. How you doing, Raymond Williams? Thank you for joining us. Fine. I have to tell you, I left Dune 2 yesterday a bit famished, a bit verklempt, right? Maybe because I'm like quite familiar with the source material, right? But also I think as a cinematic experience, I felt while there was a lot, but while it was overwhelmingly a success, I felt a bit shortchanged. So there are many types of geeks in the world. But when you want to talk to a geek, right, somebody who really understands the medium, you don't want to talk to any old geek. No, you don't want to talk to any old geek. You want to talk to a geek so big, so all-encompassing, a geek that can literally swallow the whole rest of reality. It is what we call in scientific circles a mega geek. How are you, Mega Geek?
I'm all right. Those introductions getting worse.
I had to think of something on the spot. I was like, Mega Geek. That sounds like the kaiju of what's it? Cinema critics. So you also went to see Dune yesterday.
Yeah. Courtesy of my friend, who's a member BAFTA. Sorry, a member of BAFTA.
Right.
Invited
well,
me.
I have to say, somebody needs to do something that. Do you remember South Park? Not South Park. Team America World Police.
Yeah.
They had whenever they had the Screen Actors Guild, they changed it to the Film Actors Guild. So you had what's his name? Tim. What's the actors?
Tim Curry.
What?
Tim Curry? Were you going to say?
Tim Curry. That takes itself super seriously. Sean Penn. You had Sean Penn saying, "We must make peace with North Korea," and underneath it says, "Sean Penn, fag, Film Actors Guild," and all of them there's fag. So we got to do something like that with BAFTA. We got to work out some BAFTA. Kind of so yeah, you went to BAFTA. Was it IMAX 4K?
Yeah. It was IMAX. It was huge
I did not see it in IMAX. So before we get into part 2, what was your thoughts on part 1?
I was bored shitless when I was watching part 1.
This might not be for you then. Okay.
No, well, I did get into it halfway through. Because the first half, because I hadn't read the novel and I don't know.
Right, I was going to say that was my first question. Are you familiar with the source material?
Yeah, I'm not really familiar with it. So they were all world building, weren't they? And
lots of what they did that as well in this movie. But my big takeaway was this movie should have been an event TV show, because I think you could have squeezed 5 to 6 hours of story out this without blinking. Because I was also bored at some points, just like you. In fact, there's a bit towards the end of the movie where they really stupidly say, in part of the dialogue, how much longer is this going to go on for? I'm like, you shouldn't have that in 2 hours, 20 minutes into a 2 hour, 45 movie. Right? Yeah. That was just a bad idea. Right? It was a bad idea. But I kept trying to reconcile it with the book, and I know it was very different from the book in some ways. In a lot of ways, it didn't really make any sense.
Yeah.
And I think the ways it was different from the book, it really hurt it. Because Okay, my biggest criticism of this movie is that
the first one. You're talking about the first one, right?
No, not of the first one.
Second one. You're talking about the second one now.
Yeah. I phased into that, but my biggest criticism of it is that I didn't feel satisfied at the end of it.
Right.
I felt the story because it was so again without without giving spoilers away, which we will be doing. Right, we will be having heavy spoilers in this. Without giving spoilers away, it didn't feel like it ended the story. It just felt it was another chapter in a story because clearly they want to make it into a franchise, right? So that's which I can understand that there's a lot going on here that one would want in a franchise.
I think
but,
I think basically I'm if this film was obviously made for a huge screen and it's a big spectacle, isn't it? So
yeah, that okay. On all the individual levels, this movie knocks it out of the park. This is a movie worth going to the cinema to see.
Yeah,
which is so rare today, right?
Yeah.
It's absolutely. This is it was because now I'm glad I saw it in cinema because now when I watch it at home, even though I got like a 15-inch screen or 16-inch screen, whatever it is, right? I will connect to the memory of seeing it on the big screen, which is where it really needs to live.
Yeah, I mean it's the thing about movies, right, and plays and music. The first time you see it is the first impression you get of it. It's the thing that lasts longer than if you see it twice and whatever. So when I always think it's important if a film is made for the big screen, it's important to see it on the big screen. I mean, you're kind of not doing it justice really if you see it on a small screen. No matter if you've got a 15-inch TV or 57-inch TV, it's a different thing when you sit in the cinema. I mean that
I agree with you completely.
Yeah, it's like
but my point is this. And this is what the entertainment industry doesn't do today. It doesn't earn it, right? It doesn't earn you getting off your ass and going to the cinema, right? I was just going through like the last time I went to the cinema and saw a big screen movie that was good on a big screen that I enjoyed. I felt I was elated by was Spider-Man No Way Home, which is
I agree.
But I was deeply disappointed that Mission Impossible wasn't that movie.
But right, I believe right, you can't really judge a film unless you've seen it the way it's supposed to be seen.
No,
right?
I agree with you.
So seeing you might have a different view of it if you saw it on a big screen, because the cinema was packed, right? And I know that I was invited there, and I know that everyone there was from BAFTA, so basically they paid their dues, so they have they come and see it. And and these people are they're all film connoisseurs, they're all film
this is definitely a movie for somebody who understands cinema. By the way, breaking American news: Mitch McConnell endorses Donald Trump as step status leader. Hey,
I don't even know what any of that means, but hey.
Mitch McConnell is he's the Rishi Sunak of American politics.
Oh, really?
He is so shit. Oh my god.
Anyway, shall we go back to Dune?
Sorry. I was
right.
like, God, so we're in the chat.
No, I was just saying that it is a different experience watching it. I do know that if I wasn't invited to this screening, I would have went to see an IMAX, but I know the cinema would not have been as packed as it was.
Mine was deserted.
Right. But hold on. Let me finish. Right. So, right, I believe that if a cinema is packed and everybody's raring to go and they all want to see this film, it's the atmosphere that adds to the movie as well.
Absolutely.
Not taking anything from the movie.
Like
so
that
actually helps in the enjoyment or the dissatisfaction to the movie, right? So in other words, right, I think this movie, you shouldn't really watch this on TV. You should watch it on a big screen because it is a different experience. But saying that, right, I was like you. I enjoyed it, but it left me cold. It's very clinical. It's very clean. Yes. The effects are amazing, right, on the big screen. But I felt nothing for no one. The only person I felt for, which was a bit discussed, was Elvis, because I thought he was brilliant. I thought Elvis, the guy who played Elvis, he's the guy with the bald head who stabbed up everybody.
Yeah. He was fantastic.
He was.
He stole the movie.
Yeah.
It was a breathtaking performance.
But what I'm saying is that
yes,
I felt for him because I didn't like him because I thought he should deserve to die, right? So that's the thing. But I didn't feel anything for Zendaya. I didn't feel anything for Paul, right? And I didn't feel anything for anyone because again, right? How you have pronounced his name, every one of his movies are all cold, from Arrival to the abysmal Blade Runner sequel. All of them
I thought
cold,
had some great ideas in it.
That's not enough, but they all look great, right, Rabbi? But they don't connect with me. Just me. I can only.
I hear it. Listen, look. This is a individualistic. You can't be ordered what to like or dislike. I am saying.
Yeah.
So, for me, my okay. Let's back up into a bit of a what's the word? Synopsis-driven review. So, in the first movie, essentially, it's like this. I'm going to try and explain it as quickly as humanly possible because I watched this the other day. You have House of Traders, who are clearly the good guys, and House of Conan, clearly the bad guys. One looks like Darth Vader, the other one looks like Luke Skywalker. Okay, they're both clearly good and bad. The most valuable thing in the universe is the thing called spice, which allows for interstellar travel. Essentially, if you read the book, it's all about dropping acid. Right? They base spice on just doing lots and lots of acid. Yeah. So there's only one planet that you can get it from, and it's this desert planet called Dune. The evil Harkonnens had it, and they were forced to give it up to their bitter rivals, the Atreides. And they go and they try and set up there, and they expect a trap, and there is indeed a trap, and the entire Atreides are wiped out horribly. That's essentially the plot of the first movie, right? Yeah. So you have, and there's lots and lots of world building, right? You've also got the Bene Gesserit, which are kind of like mind controlling concubine witches. There's this TV show about them coming out. Okay, so at the end of the last one, there are these group of people called the Fremen, who are millions of them. They thought there were only thousands or tens of thousands. Actually, millions of them. They live in the deep desert where nobody else can live, and the last surviving people from the Atreides royal line is the poor Atreides. His father, Duke Leto Atreides, was killed, and his mother, played by Rebecca Ferguson, who I love in everything she's in. Right, I can't believe she came out of nowhere in that Mission Impossible movie, and she lights up everything she's in. Have you seen Silo?
No, a lot of people say I should watch it. I will
it's
try and.
You would especially like Silo. You know why you like Silo? Because every episode has a beginning, middle, and an end. It's structured like a story, right? And what?
I said good because
and she's excellent. Rebecca Ferguson and Vanessa Kirby are the two biggest things I think to come out in the entertainment industry of late. Somebody who leaves me absolutely cold whenever I see her is Florence Pugh. I'm like,
I don't think much of her at all.
I've never seen. I mean, she's a lovely woman, I'm sure. I don't get me wrong. I have never seen a more boring. I like a more bland, unrememberable woman in my life, right? And
it's my friend was calling it Dunny. It's like Dunny Part 1. Is it set in Australia? It's again right. It's it's worth going to see it in the cinema, but the biggest problem with this movie is that everyone that's in it, you just don't connect with them. They're big, they're bold, and spoiler, right? At the ending, right? The main
spoiler warning. Okay, you've had your spoiler-free time. It's over, baby.
Okay, so no, I'm not going to give much away, but at the ending, right? The main character was a total utter wanker. I thought, what the? So I don't know what happens in book 3, But
okay, so okay, one of the things that really annoyed me, as I was saying in my intro, was Frank Herbert wrote Dune as a one very big book, and I think it was a good idea to break it into two movies. The David Lynch version basically fell apart at the same point that the first movie ended. Because they're like, oh my God, we got 3 hours of movie to do in 40 minutes. And everything was done with a voiceover, and it didn't really work, right? Although it worked better than this in some ways. So it needed to breathe more, right? It didn't need to breathe. However, at the end of the book Dune, it was an ending, and you felt satisfied, right? This leaves you feeling deeply unsatisfied because of Paul's behavior. It's very subtly different from the book, and where he ends up with Zendaya is very different from the book, right? In the book, they basically go. She's in the book. She marries the emperor's daughter, becoming emperor, but it's a loveless marriage, and they don't consummate it. And she gets elevated to she elevates the role of the concubine, which reflects the mother, Jessica, who was Duke Leto's concubine, right? So I thought that was really interesting. No, that all of that interesting shit out the window, and you're left with
Did but basically, right? Yeah, I mean, the thing is though, they leading it to, because I haven't read the book, aren't they leading it to Dune Part 3? Because they all fly off to have that big battle.
Is Dune Messiah? It's set 15 years later. It's basically an epilogue. It's a novella. It's not very big at all, right? You can read it quickly. Okay, so another far more subtle change. This was definitely in the book, but nowhere near as prominent as it is in the movie. Is the question of religious fanaticism and jihad, and is Paul really the Messiah, or is he? Is it just coincidental? Yeah, right? They made it all up, but it came true anyway. So that's very like you have Javier Bardem, who I like in pretty much everything I see him in. He's like, I do not care if you believe. I believe, right? And it's it is about how I think one of the biggest threads of that is how this religious fanaticism like wildfire, right?
There's Zendaya and the sect didn't believe it at all, did they? They were just taking the mickey out of it and stuff like that.
Exactly.
According to the film, as I haven't read the novel, it very much seems like he is the Messiah, doesn't it? Because all the things that was foretold, he did. Especially the tear from Zendaya, bringing him back to life and all that stuff. So I don't know what to believe, because as I said, I've never read the novel. All I can go is what the film shows.
No, he's the Messiah. Okay,
well, there you go.
No, he is the Kwisatz Haderach is a he can see all potential space and time, right? And that's how he talked about it a little bit in this. How he said there's just about every possibility the Emperor destroys us, but there's one path we can narrow path we can navigate through. Because he can see all the different potential things. By the way, have you ever watched Westworld? Did you ever go into that in any detail?
Only season 1.
Man, okay.
I love season 1.
That is a show I can, because it's similar to this in some ways, that I can watch. You need to watch it 2 or 3 times to be able.
Season 1.
See, yes, okay. The problem with season 1 is you've got the interesting storytelling, like the different timelines. Right, so you got that, and that's somewhat distracting. We'll get back to Dune in a second, right? But the real story is about the creation of a new artificial life form, and that's really the story of the whole thing, pushing it through. And it's really worth a deep dive on. I like watching. I would say every season, multiple times. Right, it's really that good, right?
I think it ended where it's supposed to end.
No, they're supposed to do one more season, but the way they write it is you get a satisfying conclusion, tying us back into this, which I didn't feel I got at this. Hey, but without a satisfying conclusion. Sorry about that little.
That's all right. Yeah. But you weren't. I get it. You weren't satisfied with the ending of this film because, according to you, this is all of what was in the first novel, which is Dune, and then the third one is just merely a small version of what happens 15 years later. Sometimes like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. So, but again, right? Everything, everyone they've got in this film, they're all very good at their jobs. They all was convincing on how they played their characters, all of them, right? Because he didn't hire any unknowns. He hired people that could do the job. Right?
Yeah, everybody delivered.
Everyone delivered. But again, right? I still felt nothing from no one, anyone. Go back to Arrival. I mean, that was a film that was just everybody was raving about. I was like, it was okay.
It was very good. I didn't. That's a very antiseptic movie.
Yeah, I don't.
But
that's what I'm saying. If this is his style, that he grabs the biggest budget he can get, shove everything in it, make everything look great, apart from human interaction.
So you brought up a very interesting point.
Yeah. Then what's the This is one of the This is one of the reasons why I don't like 2001, which everybody has a go at me about. 2001 looks beautiful. They concentrated on how it looked, how it performed. There were more. Kubrick's more obsessed with having. Hold on, let me stop. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Not an enjoyable cinematic.
Let me finish. Right.
Sorry.
So it's all right.
I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah. 2001 was more concerned about atmosphere and the linked with the way everything was shot and everything was seen. So that's Kubrick's style, right? That's what he does. And the same thing with this director as well. But for me personally, as a film goer, I love watching films. I want to be connected to that film, and the only way you can be connected to it is through a person, is through the people that are on the screen.
Right.
Every film that he has made, Denis, whatever his name is, I have not had that connection at all. Therefore, this film is only a spectacle. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's just a spectacle. It's nothing more.
It's a movie like, did you ever remember Peter Greenaway from the 80s and 90s?
Yeah.
So he did a movie. I thought it was excellent. Everybody else hated it. The Cook, the Thief, his wife.
I saw it. I liked it.
Yeah, but that's not a film you can emote to at all.
No, not at all.
It's like a work of art. So this is okay. So what this is doing, it's doing essentially what the novel did. Is saying let's take science fiction and make it for adults. Make it in a contemplate. It's basically Lawrence of Arabia in space.
But with Lawrence of Arabia, right? I actually felt for Lawrence. I really cared about him.
It's Timothy Chalamet's Paul. By definition of his character is unrelatable, right? Because he's a messianic figure, and he's fighting against that. And by like, there's not. So that's why what you said earlier about Fade. So they introduced Fade about halfway through this movie. Now, Fade's an important character in the book. I thought they should have introduced him. They spent a good 10, 15 minutes building him up, right? Building up that character. And that's why I think, that's why I think it's he's the one you can relate to the most, even though he is a terrifying sociopath. The violence here is, I felt it was way beyond PG-13, right? It is, especially on the was it Harkonnen or Harkonnen is that's what planet. But again, the world building when we saw the planet is insane. With has got a black sun, and so when they have different, the lighting is really clever. Like outdoor lighting, you bleaches out any color. Yeah, and they had these fireworks that were different, some kind of different technology. Right, there's lots of interesting world building with that. This is one of my favorite scenes from the book. They nearly recreated. Right, it was the arena scene where essentially this guy Fade is introduced, and he's fighting one of the last surviving traders from their slave pits. And instead of drugging them, they put a post-hypnotic suggestion word in it that makes it freeze up. right? So they didn't really do that in this one.
There's only one bad that there is. Well, I found the effect was bad. When you see it on a big screen, when you see and if anybody hasn't seen this that's watching this right now, I dare you to do this. Okay, so if you go to see an IMAX, right, watch the bit where what the rabbi just mentioned and look at the crowd. It is the worst CGI crowd
I didn't notice.
Well, when you see it on the big but when you see it on the big screen, you realize that all it is white dots and moving around. They're not people; they're just little white dots moving around. The screen was so huge because I had to literally turn my head to look at the the crowd and turn left and right and look at the crowd. I mean, I had a good seat.
That's what it's
for. Look at it again. If you ever get a chance, Rabbi, look at the crowd.
I will get a chance.
The worst detailed crowd I've ever seen put to CGI. I just thought to myself, they've spent so much money on the rest of the stuff. Why couldn't I have spent money? Even George Lucas did it right in Attack of the Clones when they had the crowd.
Right. They start off
so it was really weird. I don't know.
That is strange, right?
That
is odd. Who else have we not talked? There was Christopher Walken one as well.
He was good. I like Chris Walken.
He was good, but somewhat wasted. I mean,
yes.
This is why I say it should have been an event TV show, because I would like to spend more time with Christopher Walken's Emperor. Right, which there's plenty of. I'd like to know about more of that Spicing Guild. Yeah, these could have been. Imagine 2 seasons, 6 episodes each, like high end, the like television event, and I think it would have been much stronger. And I think was it Villeneuve would have been more creatively happy with it. But I felt we could have used a lot more time with him. I'm glad there's that Bene Gesserit TV show coming up.
I mean, again, right. I know a lot of hardcore sci-fi people are going to like it, and it's all a matter of taste. For me, I need to connect with people when I watch stuff on screen, whether it be a big screen or a small screen.
I agree with you, and everything here is very very aloof.
But this is a spectacle, and it should be seen in the cinema. I hope this film makes money, and so that we can make more. So we can make more. But for me personally, as a film goer, I want to connect with someone, and I couldn't connect with anyone in this.
So what I think is going to happen is the book ends with Zendayas character Shani and Paul as a loving couple, right? Yeah, the movie ends not like that, right? There's definitely a significant rift between them as Stilgar and the rest of the Fremen go off and bring jihad to the universe. Again, this was mentioned slightly in the book, but it's really the focus of the movie. So what I think they're going to do is take Dune Messiah and add into it a challenging relationship between him and Zendaya, right? And they have some children at that time. Yeah, I think in the Dune they have a child and they lose it in the first book, right? They really condensed down the time. Also, something that I found really confusing, right? Really, really confusing was Rebecca Ferguson's character, Paul's mother, Jessica, was pregnant, right? And she goes pregnant when she takes this weird blue stuff called the waters of life, which you find out later is if you drown a baby worm and suck the water out of it, it's that.
Yeah.
It's a really gross scene. But anyway, so the and that gives you like clairvoyant properties. So she's pregnant at the time. So in the book, she has the baby, and what happens in this movie takes place over about 3 or 4 years in the book. She's never. I couldn't really tell, but I don't think she's born in the movie.
No, she's not.
She's not.
I don't think she is. Yeah.
So that was really strange. I was like, well, why would you do? I don't understand why they Constantine it down to 6 months.
Can I ask you a question? Because I said I've never read the novel. Is this set in the future?
Yes.
Like Earth, and then a future after Earth, Is it?
Yeah.
Or is it in another galaxy and a different?
No, I think it's the future. I believe it's the future after Earth. They said it's the year 10,191. So it's like
so it is. So is these people are from majority of people are from Earth. They spawned from Earth and they went to different planets and stuff like that. Yeah. All right. So it's not George Lucas, a galaxy far, far away. Completely different thing.
No, it's just a foreign universe because it's so
yeah. Okay, right. I understand now. Okay, so but again, right? Zendaya was okay in the film. She got the short end of the stick at the end, and she wanders off to surf with the with the big worm. And she at the end,
yeah.
Because she's so pissed off.
Basically, okay. In the movie, again, spoiler warning. She's not okay with Paul marrying Erland, right? She's not okay with it at all.
Yeah, but she wasn't okay in the film either.
Yeah. Like they're both coming off a bit dickish on this.
But before he again a spoiler, before he does all that, he says to her, "As long as I breathe, I'll always love you," doesn't he? That's the line he says to her, doesn't he?
Right.
So and then he goes off, and then we didn't know what he was gonna do. But when he said to Chris Walken, "I'll marry your daughter for peace" and all that stuff, and she was like really pissed off. Of course, everybody bows at the end, and she runs off, doesn't she? She has no respect for religion, this girl.
That's true. And also in the book, I think all the planets bow to they don't rebel against Paul.
Yeah.
Again, I think this was all setting up a third movie. Although, in terms of character, right, the thing that this missed from the first movie is Jason Momoa, which Duncan's Idaho. So you'll be glad to know they do bring that character back in Dune Messiah.
Oh, right, okay.
And that's really quite a core part of the movie. Oh, we haven't talked about what's his name yet, who played Gurney Halleck. So, which is the better Gurney Halleck? Was it Patrick Stewart or what's he called again?
Can't remember.
Josh Brolin and Patrick Stewart. Right? It's weird comparing this to the 1980s version because, like, I hear in my head Patrick Stewart going, "You young buck, you young buck," and then you hear Josh Brolin do the same line, and it's just weird. It's weird and stilted, right? But
I think the idea, obviously, why they cast all these people, one is to sell it around the world, but two is so that we could quickly connect with them because we know like that's Thanos. We know he's from Guardians of the Galaxy. We know he used to be Elvis. We know this guy was in a crappy Star Wars movie. Wonka in the Toilet Factory, wherever it was, Spider-Man's girlfriend. So I'm assuming they cast these people so that you can quickly grasp to them because you've seen them in other movies. I think the
casting is pretty much perfect throughout.
Yeah.
I mean, Gurney's supposed to be bald. That's the only.
Right. Okay.
But like that, the line in the first one where you have Gurney and Duke Leto greeting the delegate from the Emperor. He's just smile Gurney. He's like, "I am smiling." So they meet Gurney again when they're.
What a stupid excuse! What was that stupid excuse, Rabbi, where he goes, "I knew it was you by your walk." You what?
No, it was that. Okay, I saw the first part 2 days ago. That's paying off a line in the first movie.
I know, but still, though. I mean, how many miles away was he?
No, but that was how that was a thing, the conversation they had with each other.
Yeah.
Like when he first came in the first movie, he says like, "Why are you sitting with the back to the door?" He said, "I recognized your walk, right? And those sounds could be imitated." Now I'm in the Patrick Stewart version. They're flicking between the two. Okay, so where I think this one really worked, why the special effects were so good in this, is because they were so unnoticeable, right? They just seemed so normal and part of the world, right? The bit where they have these special floaty spacesuits that go up and down. They're very cool. I like the floaty spacesuit.
Yeah.
And I like this whole fighting style they developed because of the shields.
Yeah.
Right, where you have to get in close, and I found the whole Sadakar interesting. But again, I just want it was dragged, and I want more, and I wanted more. Really weird.
You wanted more? It was like 2
Yeah,
hours
no,
and 40.
I would go for 6 to 8 hours in this world, right?
Oh, I don't know.
I really like this world. I think I like the whole what was it Sadaka? The each planet has its own ethos, has its own method. I mean, like I'm really fascinated by Getty Prime, the Harkonnen planet. It was so interesting seeing their culture. Right, and I think that's where this movie really scores. I think Ghostbusters Afterlife is probably good. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire is probably going to be more fun, right? I think that's a movie you go to and everyone's going to be like psyched to see it before it starts, as long as it's not shit, right?
It's going to be shit. You know it's going to be shit. You know it.
No, I don't.
You do. You know it.
What's his name? Having Kumar Wokey Foley, whatever his bloody name is in it.
Yeah.
And Patton Oswalt, the two woke as fucks in the entire.
That's what I'm saying.
World.
There's reasons, and also it's not the same director as the first one. It's somebody else. He's only producing this time round, and also the fact that you know, again, right? What I mean, you know, you ever seen the trailer when I can't remember the guy's name. He was in the first one, and he was saying having a girl sit out on a chair, swinging, you know, a minor, firing and he's absolutely right. Why would you have that? That's where the movie falls over. Why? Yeah. Yeah. Why would you have that?
First one, that from the 1985 version.
Yeah. No, the guy, Mr. Walter Peck.
Yeah,
right,
Walter
in
Peck.
The trailer, Walter Peck in the trailer says to them, you know, you're a danger. You're a danger to, you know, and he's right. You know, so, in other words, right, the whole film is flawed because you have kids being Ghostbusters. Never in a million years, even, I know it's a film, but there's got to be some kind of line you don't cross when it comes to reality or when it comes to the logic, right? Why would you have these teenagers as Ghostbusters? Well, strapped on their back. They have a nuclear device on their back. Come on.
Again, I have to see it before see if they answer that question before.
I can only judge it by the trailer. We're talking about the trailer here. We're judging it by the trailer.
No, I don't know. A trailer is to tell me if I want to see the movie or not. Right? Just show me the whole like.
So in other words, if you watch a trailer, that means you're judging it by the trailer, whether you want to see it or not. You're still judging it. That's the thing. So,
yeah, I'm judging if I want to see it or not.
Exactly.
I'm not going to say there's a clearly plot holes in there because
that's not what I'm saying. But that's not what I'm saying.
I've seen the movie.
No, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is logically speaking, right? The city of New York would never allow teenagers with a nuclear device strapped to their back. Right?
Maybe that's not what's going on.
Who knows? Who cares?
Well, I mean, you gotta wait till it comes out before you say it was shit.
I'm not saying it's shit. I'm just saying it doesn't make any sense. Why would you? Look,
I'm not going to argue with you on.
You're not arguing with me.
Scene, but like you can't just say, "Oh, I mean, I don't know."
No, hold on.
A lot of the time,
Rabbi, this film is showing me that we're not allowed the Ghostbusters. I want to see the Ghostbusters. I don't want to see kids. I want to see the Ghostbusters. And I don't want to see a mother be a Ghostbuster either. What the hell's that all about? If you have...
it was a good story. None of those things bother me. I mean,
the last one was a good story? It was not. The last one was
Afterlife? Afterlife, I thought was really powerful in a lot of ways.
Afterlife was dull until the end.
I mean, it wasn't a popcorn movie. It wasn't a fun movie.
It was meant to be.
It was was it meant to be? That's not the movie it was.
Listen,
it was a much more contemplative movie. So this one would be a lot more fun.
Rabbi, Ghostbusters is a horror comedy, right? That's what it is, essentially what it is. And they haven't given us a horror comedy since the first one.
I agree. Broadly speaking, I agree with you. I look at things, I really try to watch things in their own merit. Like Shooting Up was Doctor Who, right? I watched that imagining that this was a complete reboot of Doctor Who. We hadn't seen anything since 89. And then also I tried to imagine it as a reboot since 2017. And in that context, Once you got rid of there was a lot of baggage from those specials. Once you get rid of that emotional baggage on specials, which were the specials were especially a lengthy series of kicks in the balls, right? So people were not open-minded to shooting at all. But once you get rid of that baggage, it was not awful. Right, there was some of it that was quite good. Millie Gibson was excellent. I mean, not that Jessie was hot. She was really carried that episode. That they're firing her is the stupid. Like everything they do in this production is wrong and stupid. Oh, it annoys me so much. Right,
so, hold on. You're telling me, right, that the Shooty Doctor and the Christmas special was good. I'm sorry, I totally and utterly disagree.
I'm not saying it was good. I'm saying it wasn't awful. I'm saying
it was rubbish.
I'm saying it was a very different type of Doctor
No,
Who.
It wasn't Doctor Who.
I see. I don't agree with you.
Okay, okay. Let's go through this. Okay, right. Doctor Who dancing in a gay club.
It wasn't a gay club, but
it wasn't a gay club.
What?
It wasn't a gay club?
No, I don't think so.
Rubbish.
It was a club.
Rubbish.
It was a club, and it was weirdly inappropriate. I will agree with you. But again, if you go into this judging it on its own merits,
you're judging it on what you see.
I did.
I'm judging it on what's written. And it's absolute rubbish. It's not Doctor Who. I'm sorry.
I don't really have a problem with being a young, funky doctor who will dance in the club. I don't think that breaks it for me. What breaks it for me is when the doctor isn't heroic, right? When the doctor's Jodie Whittaker, it's not that she was awful in the role. She was very bad in the role, but also she was written to be not heroic and small-minded and petty. Like there was nothing good about it. There's nothing aspirational about her. I think the way Shooty Gatwa came off, I mean, we need more time with him, but not like that at all. I think the biggest block, actually, rather than I get you calling it a gay club. It's a gay masturbatory fantasy. I'll agree with you there. Absolutely. That scene was a gay masturbatory fantasy in the same way that if you look at, what's the one? What's the name of that story from the 80s?
Which one?
State of Decay.
Yeah.
State of Decay. Adric in that is John Nathan Turner's masturbatory fantasy. I can say that with 100% certainty. Right? You watch State of Decay again. It's a precocious little pudgy boy that he wants to bend over. Right? It's so freaking clear.
That doesn't make it. That doesn't make it right for Doctor Who, right?
It doesn't make it right for Doctor Who. Well, again.
So why would you accept it today? Why would you accept it today, right? Why would you accept it now?
Is it possible to watch that and say this is not? Can I watch that innocently? Right? There's no way I can watch the Star Beast innocently. Right? I think you could watch. I think I would be fine watching that Shooty episode with my 6-7-year-old grandkids.
No, I wouldn't. I would not.
Whereas the Star Beast, not in a million fucking years. Not in a million fucking years. Absolutely not.
All right. We have to agree to disagree there. Talk rope. You can talk rope all you want, mate.
It's good to disagree about stuff.
That's all right.
Anyway, Dune. Not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Not bad. I don't know. I'll see it in the cinema rather than go. For me, it was great. The tickets were insane.
You could. I mean, did you see it in the cinema? No, you didn't see it in the cinema. Oh, you did.
I did.
As I said, it is an experience, and
absolutely a cinematic movie. I agree with you completely.
I do recommend if anyone's going to go and see it, go to see the cinema. So, it is an experience to watch it in IMAX, definitely. So
let me ask you a question. What about movies that are only released on streaming? So, like we've got Adam Sandler's got a movie coming up this week, which looks fantastic.
Oh yeah,
Spaceman,
Space,
right?
Yeah, Spaceman, yeah.
And we had Rebel Moon. There's a bunch of movies Netflix. So yeah, look, Grey Man, for example, would be great on a big screen.
That was terrible.
It would be much better on a big screen.
I don't know about that. I think there are certain. I think these days, right, you either have a really small, intimate film like The Holdovers, which was a fantastic movie that you
Right.
could see in the cinema and enjoy, as well, or you can see it on TV and enjoy. It doesn't really matter. But I actually saw it on in the cinema and I really loved it. I thought it was worth my time going because I like that director. I think he's a very kind of astute director. He looks at human nature and stuff. So I liked it. I personally liked it. But again, right, in between like big movies, like now in the cinema, it has to be enormous. The film has to be enormous to drag me into the cinema now, spectacle wise. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I think that's the only reason to like Godzilla -1 was fantastic in the cinema. I
wish
thought the
I saw
effects were
that in the cinema.
freaking awesome. Yeah,
I
really,
really
really
do.
good. So I think those kind of movies will have me going to the cinema. But other things like Barbie and and other stuff,
Although,
and I can't be
Oppenheimer.
asked. Yeah, that's one you should see in the cinema. I thought it was great.
So I didn't. I saw that one at home, and I went,
right.
I bet this will be better in the cinema.
I haven't seen it on TV, but I did enjoy it. I thought I was going to be bored, but I wasn't. I enjoyed every moment of it, and I think Chris Nolan, when he's at his best, and this is him at his best, he can really captivate you and get you glued and wanting to know what's happening next. Tenet was absolute garbage, but this film was terrific.
I keep meaning to rewatch Tenet because I'm sure there's a film in there that I don't understand. Right, and I'm sure I understood. It's like Westworld, right? I honestly, man, Westworld is like it's probably one of the greatest TV shows ever, and nobody knows about it. Right now, because you have to do so much work. It's like literally so much effort to get into, and to really get the whole story. Because there's so many layers upon layers upon layers. You have character layers and you have like story layers.
Yeah.
But the fundamental story of like what it is to be human, what it is to be alive, what a soul is. It really deals with that, and you got Tandy Newton, who is just fantastic on screen every time. The trouble was, everybody thought it went woke in season 2, myself included, right? Myself included. Now I watched it again. I watched season 1 and 2 back to back, and it's one story, right? It's one story. I can't recommend it strongly enough.
Not season 2.
No, season 2, 3, and 4. Season 4 is particularly good.
I think I personally think that the story ended at season 1 when what's his name got shot. And I thought
no. Because great. The story is of I mean, and again, you see this when you see the story is the of the development of silicon life, artificial life, right? And you don't get that story completed in any way, shape. Where they basically just wake up at the end of season 1, and season 2 is them deciding who they are and what they want to be, like what their life is going to be.
One of them escaped,
and
right?
It's very interesting. Sorry,
didn't one of them escape in season 1? Came out of that place and went off into the real world.
No, they go into the real world in season 3, and that's brilliant.
All right,
and the story completely shifts to be a global one in season 3, and season 4 has like the most insane handbrake turn possible. Right, that you don't see coming. It says, "Look, if you did you watch the original? Not the 2000s Battlestar Galactica."
No, actually, I got it sent. I'm going to start watching the next couple of days.
That is like, well, the trouble is you missed the time to watch it because it was really a riff on 9/11. Right, it was a reaction to 9/11, and now that's gone. So all those years ago now it's gone. It's not as powerful, but there's so much stuff in there that visually really connects to 9/11 at the time. Like in the 2000s, if you watched in the 2000s, if you watched episode 1, you couldn't stop until you got to like halfway through the next season. It was crazy. Oh man! So anyway, in Battlestar Galactica, there was a time jump in there that you didn't see coming. I was just going to say, they have that in Westworld, but it's different.
Right.
You don't know either things, right? So, what are you looking forward to this year? What in the cinema is the Mega Geek looking forward to?
I don't know. Tell you the truth. I mean, what is coming out this year? I could go and see the next Ghostbusters film. But again, right, the trailer didn't inform me. Then there's Fall Guy, which is I had a little.
You see, Fall Guy to me seems like a streaming movie.
Yeah, Fall Guy is not the Fall Guy though. It's a completely different idea to the TV show, isn't it?
If you're going if you're doing something based on source material, have you not learned? Follow the source bloody material.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
It's not gonna. I again, right. I'm only judging it by the trailer. I don't know what the film's going to be like. So, hopefully it's going to be good because I probably might go and see it in the cinema. But I can never get rid of that theme song in my head for Fall Guys.
They need that theme. You're right.
They do. Yeah, they
do need that theme song.
Yeah.
So Joker, Folie à Deux. I'm not sure if everything I've seen about this has left me cold. I'm not interested in it at all. But
it's not a musical. It's not a musical. I thought it was going to be a musical, but it's not. So.
And I don't really like Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like the first one was so good. I got to give it a try. Quiet Place didn't see it. Furiosa. I'm looking forward to that. That's.
I probably won't go and see that.
Why not?
The reason why I won't go and see that because it's not the original actress, and also the fact I didn't really like that last Mad Max film. I thought it was a huge departure from what he was trying to say from the second to the first to the third, and also
wait, before you go forward, what was he trying to say in the first to the third Mad Max? So you really intrigue me now.
No, well, the tone and everything about the last three. You can't go any further than that. So basically, what he did on the new one was because nobody would hire Mel Gibson. He was in a bad place, wasn't he?
Well, he's come back now.
He has. But So I don't know. Look, maybe I shouldn't have said he was trying to say. I think that what I meant was the tone of the first three. Even though the third one was kind of lackluster, it was still something that was I enjoyed the third one, but this one he went over the top with this one, and it was very much focused not on Max, and it can't be focused. And also, even if it was focused on Max, I couldn't connect with who's the guy that played Max? I can't remember.
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy, because Tom Hardy is not Mel Gibson. You built up that whole character of Max with Mel Gibson, and then suddenly he's not there.
I was really fine with Tom Hardy taking on the Max character. I thought it was a different take. I don't mind people having different takes on character. I don't mind there being different people playing Captain Kirk. Like for me, that doesn't bother me at all. I'd rather it be like there's a guy on. There's a couple of people in Big Finish that do. There's one, Tim Treloar. He does Third Doctor stories. And he's different from John Pertwee, but it has the essence of his performance. Stephen Noonan, you've been on streams with him. His first Doctor is it really is the essence of the performance. So have I ever told you my big plan for Stephen Noonan?
Oh, here we go.
Okay, there's a big plan. Crowdfund, right? Did you ever see the what was it, the Dalek Master Plan prequel episode without the Doctor, where they refilmed it with these college students, refilmed it. Who was this?
No,
it was really good. What's it called? Dalek Master Plan. So anyway, essentially, remount like a lost story, like Marco Polo, the Crusades.
Oh yeah.
With Stephen Noonan playing the Doctor and whoever, recast it, right? Make it a crowdfunded project. You can go and see it being filmed. So then, once you got it filmed, you do many different versions of it. One, you do Stephen Noonan and you cast in color, and Stephen Noonan you cast in black and white. Then you use face swap technology, turn and then cover Stephen Noonan's face with William Hartnell. And all the actors with the original actors, do face swap all of them, and then take the dialogue from the original, clean it up with AI as well, and have that lip sync to the actors. It will be indistinguishable from the real thing, from the original. Right?
A lot of money though.
What?
It's going to cost a lot of money to do that.
Look again. Look, if if I was doing this thing in the intro today, saying that amazingly that if I can create Emily Blunt giving somebody a blowjob, I could do that on my desktop now, on my laptop. Right, and I don't think she's giving anybody a blowjob. I just think they're using face swap technology, and if I can do it for free, right, then anybody can do it. It's ridiculous.
The thing is, though, I don't think. I mean, wasn't that what the actors were fighting for? Not to use their images, and also to not let AI take their jobs and stuff like that.
It's not taking their job. It's a reconstruction.
No, well, that's what I'm saying. It's
Okay.
you using their images, aren't you? So that's what they're arguing about.
So pay them for it.
Well, that's where the money comes in, right? That's what I'm saying. It's going to cost you money.
But look, let me tell you, AI is changing. It's going to change everything. Check this out, right? This is the video AI is really coming on leaps and bounds. Here, 1 second.
I've seen a lot of stuff from AI. It looks good.
Right, this is all AI.
Have you seen the one where the lady's walking in China? Seen that one?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. The dog coming out. This one's good as well. This one's
the dog coming out of the snow. That's incredible.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah,
incredible.
Yeah, but like it's nearly there. Like we are nearly going to be able to.
2 years tops, mate. It's going to be there.
Right.
Years.
We will be able to make it. We'll go make our own Doctor Who. That's the thing. I think this is going to be a genuine meritocracy. However, there are people who use AI for much more nefarious means. Let me show you.
Is that you?
That was me. So did you see my thumbnail for today?
Yes, I have seen it.
Bit of Brie Larson action there. What's one?
It's terrible.
I think it's coming out on Friday. I think tomorrow, as I really haven't covered much Doctor Who today, I'm going to record a fresh video for tomorrow. Yeah, let me find my best deeply salacious AI image. Again, all this is completely generated by AI.
Yeah,
I unbelievable. Like even the face of evil. You know, the mountain. I got that was a screen grab, and it was all extended by AI.
Yeah.
So this one's one of my personal favorites. The two Romanas. It's I think fantastic.
But you know, Rabbi, you know, you can there's programs out there, AI programs out there that within seconds you can face swap.
Yeah,
you know that,
I'm just talking about that.
Crazy, right? Absolutely crazy.
This is all face swap technology.
Right,
again, amazingly, I didn't get a slutty Brie Larson, right? I created it by, it's incredible. If you say Captain Marvel lingerie, it came up with something. I created it, and then I went to a face swapper and face swapped it. Yes, but we all love the Perry Indiana Jones. So yeah, I'm looking forward to being able to use this technology to really like create content, right? I totally will, right? How do you get AI to sound like Nicola Bryant? What, you mean like this? 1 second. Where is this? Here we go.
Rabbi, you're a very naughty boy.
You know, do you know there's a rumor that because of the strike, the Deadpool, you know, Deadpool was stuck between the strike.
Right.
They got AI to do their voiceovers. And I think there's a rumor that they did that just to beat the deadline. So I think I read about it somewhere, but yeah, if that's true, then yeah, I mean, sometimes you can't distinguish between, like, for instance, Rabbi, if you were a big star, right? Like, say, for instance, you were a movie star, and I said, "Oh, can you come in and do a couple of voiceovers? We'll pay you, you know, because of this film that you did." And you come in and you do the voiceovers, then you go away and you get paid, and then the director and the producer's looking at it thinking, "Oh no, maybe you should have said it this way. Let's get AI to do it that way." Right? But you wouldn't know. So in the film, you would think that that's your voice. See, there's the danger right there.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, and we're gonna see it all through politics as well.
Yeah,
Where they change one word. But here, check this out. Peter Capaldi reading my story.
Yeah, I've heard this.
Did. He had experienced an entire extra lifetime with his bouffant.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a bit off though.
It depends. I don't know. For me, when you hear the whole thing, I think it really works.
Yeah.
But like I am perfectly happy using AI to create perfectly happy doing that.
Yeah.
Fine. I was going to say, do you want to look at any Doctor Who news with me, or
Go on in.
wait a second. We were looking at movies.
Movies. What's coming out?
One second. We'll go back to that. Fine, doink. Lord of the Rings. That's probably really quite good. Deadpool Wolverine. I'm sure that's going to be fun.
Should be.
Right.
I'm hoping.
So yeah, that looks good. So Mickey 17. This sounds like my idea for Joe 90, right? I had such a great idea for Jerry Anderson cinematic universe. Firstly, John Boyega is Captain Scarlet. Dun, 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 dun. He will be awesome. I'll tell you why, right? And I'm not a big fan of like just race swapping for no reason. Captain Scarlet always worked because it was a very, very contemporary for the time spy thriller. Right, so now if you want to have a good, basically you need somebody who can run and do fight scenes. Tom Cruise is getting too old. John Boyega is that man, right? He could really, he could really do the spy genre very well. Also, I think if you're moving it to cinema, moving it to like a big screen, you need a little bit more of the character. So I think imagine having him be married with a kid and all that emotional stuff that brings in. I think that would just enhance the movie. But anyway, John Boyega is Captain Scarlet. Then follow that with a Stingray movie or Fireball XL5. But Joe 90, right? Joe 90, it starts off like a regular Joe 90. Down, 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 down. The whole Joe 90 thing, right? And then at the end of it, you do a Joe 90 mission at the beginning. And then Joe 90 is killed or something like that, or is like deactivated or something at the end of the mission. Essentially killed, right? And it turns out that Joe 90s only live for 90 days maximum. They're and so this you have like I don't know who's the kid who plays Spider-Man?
Tom Holland.
Yeah, Tom Holland. Somebody like that played Joe 90 and who finds out what he really is and breaks his 90-day lifespan. And becomes an invaluable agent for whatever it was, right? Despicable. So Mickey 17 sounds very similar to that. Despicable Me 4, couldn't care less. Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. Beetlejuice. What do you think that will be? Do you think it'll be any good?
I have no idea. The first one was okay. I found it was quite enjoyable, but I don't know what they're going to do with this one. I really don't.
Now, here's the question. What did you think of Matrix? Was it the new one they did? Revolution.
Rubbish.
Rubbish. I think rubbish is a strong word. I do.
Yeah.
I think. So look, here's why I like the Matrix Resurrection.
Oh, God.
I'll tell you why. The good things about it. Firstly, it didn't erase the successes of the first movies. Right? It didn't like that's the cardinal sins of that Star Wars movie. The sequel movie, it will completely erase the successes of the Star Wars. No. So you had the world had moved on a little bit. You spent the first half hour them saying, we had no choice to make this. They were going to make it without us. It was going to be more shit. This is our only option. And they say that very clearly throughout the first half hour. And then I feel it feels like a legitimate continuation of that world, rather than anything else. But I don't know. What didn't you like about it?
All of it.
Okay, something
waste of time.
Category. It's a thing. Come on, give me something.
Well, it was suddenly it was telling us that the last 3 movies didn't happen.
Well,
that took me out of it.
No, it said there was the world was significantly changed by those movies. That when you finally got to where the humans and the robots were living together, it was the forging of a new society. So I think that's worth the sacrifices of that first movie.
I don't. I just thought it was complete and utter nonsense. Personally, I wasn't enthralled by it. It looked nice. That's all, really. They should never have made it. Should never have made it.
Should never have made that. I agree with you completely. Right, I do agree with you there. But I think that they did. It came out
better than I expected. Okay, so a movie that I am glad they're remaking is Borderlands don't have any interest in. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I love the Planet of the Apes. There's only one Planet of the Apes movie that I don't want to watch. Every other one is great.
This one is the essentially the first one with Charlton Heston, isn't it? Because they all
yes and no, right? Apparently, in this reboot, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, whatever it is of the planet, the first one, right? In this cycle, you had some missing astronauts in there, so I assumed they would be the same astronauts that came back. Apparently, it's not, which is a real shame. Right, I thought that would be great, but it's still they're still basically astronauts land on Earth, and now they're full of damn dirty apes, right? And it's I think the world building they've done for this has been very good. Generally speaking, this has been a great series. What do you think?
Yeah, it has. But I don't know about you, but I just thought the effects looked a bit in the trailer didn't look as impressive as the last one. The last few, I don't know. There's something about it.
Okay.
I don't know.
I didn't really get that vibe, but I'm not discounting it at all.
Yeah. I mean, I get the impression that it's leading up to the astronauts because they're chasing that girl. I think the girl is one of the leads in the film, isn't she? And one of their make friends with her and decide, they shouldn't kill humans, they should live together because humans has the knowledge of what went before and stuff like that. And obviously the gorillas disagree and they want total domination. It's the usual. It's like the TV show, isn't it?
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
If they had used AI to have a cameo of an ape that was played by Roddy McDowall, right? Who was basically the Planet of the Apes main ape in the original movies.
Yeah.
Would you be pro that or anti that?
It doesn't matter to me one way or the other. Do you know what I mean? They're going to do what they're going to do at the end of the day.
No, I'm saying like you personally, is that like it's defense or are you like
the only way they can do that is to imitate Roddy McDowall's voice.
Oh
yeah, they'll never put that horrible. Well, they'll never put that plastic mask thing in this show because it's all CGI.
No. I'm not saying that. No, have him have him like in the modern makeup playing a chimpanzee, and it's just like it's just like a cameo, like you would have him in.
I don't mind. That'd be fun.
Fine. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, you are not enthralled by at all.
Not at all.
Wicked, I am not enthralled by. I'm not. It's like
no.
Have you seen the trailer?
It's terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, that one does look terrible. Fall Guy, it does look like for me. Doesn't look like so. Gladiator 2. I just feel this was probably about it. It's got Pedro Pascal in it. Fuck off. Fuck off. Like Pedro Pascal, can I say on behalf of the entire fucking world, fuck off. Okay? You were fine in Mandalorian. I'm fine with you being replaced by Katie fucking Sackhoff. Okay? Fuck off, Pedro Pascal. In everything, all the fucking time. Leave me the fuck alone. Oh, I'm a bit over Pedro Pascal, as you might be able to tell. And then God, this is just going on too much. Okay, at this point, nobody gives a shit about any of these movies.
Well, is there anything original there? Fantastic Beasts. They're making another Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah, apparently so.
What? Why?
Django Zorro. That's pretty interesting.
That looks all right.
I know. I like this. I like the Antonio Banderas Zorro. Right?
What is it? It's after 7 years. No, this must be a comedy, right? It's got to be a comedy.
Okay. Is it got
comedy?
Who's in it? Antonio Brandt. Never heard of any of these people.
Yeah, it must be a comedy.
Yeah. Okay. So that's it. That's all the movies. One second. I had a thing of TV shows. Are you watching Masters of the Air?
No.
Really good.
First episode was enough for me. If it doesn't capture me in the first episode, I'm gone.
Oh, you saw the first episode?
Yeah, I saw it.
Did they have any like of the big aerial attack sequences?
No, I don't care.
Oh, okay.
I don't care.
Honestly, okay, so
what, CGI again?
Probably, but it honestly, it gives in the same way Saving Private Ryan gives you the same feeling of, well, sort of the absolute terror of being in war, right? Being in the D-Day land. This thing makes you understand what it was like working on a B-52 bomber, right? And the character work is just started to really kick in. We're up to episode 6, and I care about the characters now.
Do you know?
Right?
Do you know what? Right, seriously, if I was given the chance to make something, I don't think I'll do any better than what these people are coughing up. Tell you the truth,
right?
I can try and think of something original, but there's no way Hollywood would ever go for some of the ideas that I want to do. But that's the thing, you see, it's difficult as a filmmaker, and I guess when you in the corporate system, because Hollywood is a corporate system, you're stuck in that corporate system. You can't see the wood from the trees. I get what's happening, but again, I agree with Dave Cullen. Dave Cullen would say independent filmmakers and independent people on YouTube is the way to go, really, for originality, right?
It's not just the way to go; it's the way things are going to go.
Yeah.
Again, if you and I can make our own, if I can make my own Flash Gordon or pastiche of Flash Gordon, I'll make something original, right? And it's good, and people like it, and it has the same production values as anything else. Then the stranglehold is over. Right, it's just going to be a meritocracy at that point because people just want good shit. Essentially, if BBC was smart, the BBC would redesign itself as a social media platform like YouTube, and it would have an open algorithm that would, and whatever is popular would get funding. Right, so you could start your own show. You could do a comedy hour. You could do whatever you want. Right, and you can post it onto BBC Tube or whatever we want to call it, right? And it would actually be TV for the people, by and for the people.
The problem is that the little people, it still has the same problem as they had for the last 100 years, is to get their stuff seen by a wider audience. See, it's a bottleneck, isn't it? The distributors and the TV companies.
Oh, again, that's why as a creator, right, we are living in a very exciting age, right?
But it's still the same, though. It's still the same, Rabbi, because even if you are on YouTube, the algorithm is the thing that pushes other content further on. You know what I mean? So
yeah, you have to. It's like anything. You have to get out and hustle.
No. Not disagreeing with you at all, mate.
You have to sell, right? Here's the thing: the artists have always had to sell their work, right? What was it? Who was it? The print painter Sistine Chapel. Was it Da Vinci? Was it Da Vinci?
It was Da Vinci, I think.
It was Da Vinci, right? Wait. He had to. Oh yeah, it actually was it. He had to become like a patron of the church, right? Like you need somebody to be able to pay your way. Yeah. Anyway, let's look at what shows are coming up. Walking Dead, The Ones That Live. Do you give a shit, or I am so dead?
I might watch it because I do like this character, but it all depends on whether I have time to watch it because there's so much to watch. Do you know what I mean? It's just it's outrageous, isn't it? It's like, well, how are you going to find time? You know. Anyway, I might.
I definitely find time for Master of the Air. That's one of my big things I'm watching. What else am I watching right now that I like? Thing. I'm watching a lot of some trash as well. I like the Gordon Ramsay shows. I love Master of Hell's Kitchen, that sort of stuff.
But did you see the Nielsen ratings that people are just watching old stuff? They're not watching.
Yes,
crazy, right?
The things that people watch most of streaming services are old. You know why? Because everything today is agenda ridden shit.
Rubbish,
Right. If you don't make agenda ridden shit, it'll be good. Did you see from a couple of years ago, Brave New World with it was a new adaptation of it?
No.
Okay, that is worth watching. That was excellent, and it died a death, of course. But that was the all the shows I like were always the first to go. Like Raised by Wolves, I thought that was fantastic. Really good, interesting, hard sci-fi. No, done. So I just watched the first 5 minutes of the first episode of Shogun. That has some good production values. That's worth watching as well.
Yeah, but Rabbi, okay, right. The thing that puts me off it, right, subconsciously, and I've noticed this now, it's not subconscious in my head anymore. Look at that shot, right? Look at it. It's beautiful, isn't it? You got the sun rising. It's the same colors, the orange and whatever and stuff like that. My head immediately says that's not real. If you, all right, so The last Shogun they made on TV wasn't very good, right? It had Richard Chamberlain in it. Okay,
that was
right?
awesome.
Like,
Oh,
it was okay, but everything you saw in there was real, right? They couldn't make the sun come up, or they couldn't make the sun look like this, okay? But it felt real. It felt organic. Okay, it felt, even though it wasn't as good, I thought it was
it's
okay.
the difference between vinyl and digital.
Exactly. Like, say, if you watch, say, for instance, I don't know, what was the last big thing on British TV? I guess it was Jesus of Nazareth. Jesus of Nazareth, folks.
No, the last big thing on TV was a post office thing.
What post office thing?
The what's it called again? Mr. Bates versus the post office. That was huge.
Mr. Bates, I never heard of that before. Mr. Bates
it was ITV over Christmas, New Year's.
Never heard of it.
It got overnights of like 10 million.
That's not a lot.
Yeah, it is. 10 million overnight. Yeah, yes, it is.
Morecambe and Wise got 20.
What?
22. Morecambe and Wise got 22.
Well, that's because there's only 3 channels. And
I know.
It was very good.
Suits gets more than that, don't it? On Netflix, Suits is like huge on Netflix.
I don't know.
On the Nielsen thing, it's number 1. Suits, would you believe that?
1, but that doesn't mean anybody's watching. Like,
no, people are watching it. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so like the David Tennant Doctor Who's, they got about 30,000 on Disney Plus. They're in their top 10 for the week.
I know, it's amazing, right?
Nobody watches these shows.
How comes out? So were you saying it's a lie? That 30 million is not watching the David Tennant Doctor Who?
Yes, they're lying. Yes, I'm sorry. I didn't realize we had to be clear. No, they're lying. You know,
right, gotcha.
You know, they're pretending Millie Gibson wasn't fired. They're lying.
Okay.
You know, she wasn't fired because she's white and heterosexual and super hot.
Right.
They're lying. Right?
Okay.
They're lying.
No, but the going back to Shogun and shows like this now, I find I will force myself to watch Shogun and The Last Airbender, which people are saying is awful. I watched the first episode. I will watch the first episode. We'll see. But I'm just saying that. Have you not noticed the color scheme? Every time you watch something on TV that's high quality, or
everything
film,
is somewhat.
This is the color scheme that they always do, and I get a bit tired of that. Nothing's organic anymore.
It is somewhat homogenized. And look, frankly, I think one of the problems with TV is that things have just too big a budget.
Yeah,
like, I've been watching Very Peculiar Practice recently and loving it. Right, from you remember the Peter Davison from the early 80s?
Yeah.
These budgets are unnecessary, and they're actually, I think, detrimental. They throw money at things instead of developing good writers.
Yeah,
right. It's which is why people watch old things. So I don't know how good Shogun's going to be.
I hear it's really good though.
Yeah,
a few of my friends says it's really good.
It looks like quality production. I do hear what you're saying, right? I think there's probably going to be a market for more genuine feeling things. So this is interesting. I like Guy Ritchie a lot. I like this style of movie a lot.
Yeah.
I like Snatch. I thought that was fantastic. I like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. I like the TV show Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. I liked everything about The Gentleman, apart from the movie The Gentleman. Right? It went on and meandered and just like blah, keep talking. So now they got a TV show of it. Are you enthused?
Nope, not at all. Not at all. I do. I don't mind Guy Ritchie stuff, but I think it's a one-trick pony. Personally, I mean, The Gentleman wasn't. I didn't like that film at all. I haven't liked anything he's done so far. He's a bad hand at the action movie. Guy Ritchie's Captain Scarlet, starring John Boyega. I want that movie. That'll be fucking awesome. That would be awesome. You know what I want, and I probably won't get it. I want Henry Cavill to play Bond, and I want Spielberg to direct it. That's what I want.
Ooh,
I think that'd be awesome. Spielberg's always wanted to direct a James Bond film.
Hasn't he retired?
Who?
Spielberg.
No, Spielberg hasn't retired. That man will never retire. What I'm saying is that
he did a movie last year, didn't he? What was it?
Yeah, he did. I can't. He did West Side Story. I know that was awful. but
Right.
the direction was amazing. What I'm saying is that Spielberg always wanted to direct a James Bond film. Always. That's the reason why he did Indiana Jones.
I
because he got
know.
rejected.
I saw the documentary recently where
Yeah.
George Lucas says, "I got something better for you."
Yes, I'm saying. So what I'm saying is that I think Spielberg, and now in his in his in his age, I think he will jump at the chance to direct a James Bond film, and I think the Broccoli should really approach him because he's not doing anything.
Okay.
And
Okay.
also,
So to save the James Bond franchise, this is the makeover they need.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, no. I'm going to give you a full schedule of what they need to do. Firstly, what the movie you're talking about, I think would do better as a standalone set in the 1950s.
A lot of people say that.
Like, I think.
Go on. Go ahead. Go on. Go ahead. I actually think it's a bad idea. I think a lot of people want to see James Bond as James Bond, back as James Bond, and as long as Spielberg doesn't have James Bond swinging with monkeys or in a fridge that survives a fridge explosion, that'll be fine. But I think Spielberg has the right tone for a Bond film because he knows how to play humor and he knows how to play action, but also he knows how to put you on the edge of your seat with certain sequences. But also he knows how to move action and move story screenplay.
Absolutely, I agree. I totally agree with you.
If I was the Broccoli's, I would say, I would give him the keys and I would leave the room and let him do his thing and then come back with it's done.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about with the Bond franchise. I'm saying they need to have several different things running simultaneously. One, they need to really restart James Bond. I always like Tom Hiddleston for Bond, but I do hear you say Henry Cavill. I like Tom Hiddleston because I think he can be more of the suave Roger Moore type Bond, and then turn on a dime and be a cold psychopathic murderer, which I like.
You might be right.
So, but here's what I'm saying: you have several. You have the main Bond franchise, and the main Bond franchise in the first one, you introduce a hot woman spy and a black spy because they're always calling for a black Bond and a woman Bond, right? and no. Right, James Bond has to be a white guy, right? That's just like it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like he's from the aristocracy, right? And he's it's all part of his character. However, you make 3 movies together, so you get Idris Elba in or whoever you want, and Gal Gadot or whoever you want, and then you spin off the other 2 into their own franchise, their own series. And so each year you have a movie. You get a James Bond movie, then you get a girl spy movie. And you get black spy movie, then James Bond. Look, you always have something going on, and it's not like taken from the world too much. At the same time, you're going to do the James Bond icon series, right? Where you have great directors like Steven Spielberg or what's his name, Avatar. Chris Nolan,
and James Cameron.
James Cameron, right? Have their take on James Bond. So maybe they would do like a one-off with Henry Cavill, right? Or something like that, right? But you have that different. Have a third series of movies starring Pierce Brosnan, right? As
an older James Bond,
an older James Bond. The idea I had was this was actually for a comic book that James Bond is the only person he recognizes now in MI5, right? And he hates everybody there. They're all idiot children who don't know anything, and they're all complete fuck-ups, right? Which is essentially what the intelligence services are like. Starts off, there's a virus going to be released or something, and he's with another agent who screws up, and he saves the day somewhat, but he gets blamed for it. But basically, he finds out that Spectre has infiltrated everything. They've infiltrated MI5, government, the US, and they're going to install a puppet president, right, in the next election. So he has to team up with Blake Blofeld out of prison to stop this dastardly plan, something like that. I think that, but I would like to see an older, bitter Pierce Brosnan as James Bond, and then you can keep the series going by as they get too old to do it. Then you bring in Daniel Craig or whoever.
They did try that, didn't they? They wanted to do a spin-off with Jinx, which was
that was awful.
Yeah, they wanted to do that. But they didn't in the end. But also remember, when Eon Productions wanted to do a spin-off, instead they came up with the idea of making standalone movies like North Sea Hijack and The Wild Geese, and do you know what I mean?
Really?
So
That's really interesting. Wild Geese had Roger Moore in it.
Yeah. So that was Eon Productions, because if you're not noticed, The Wild Geese starts off like James Bond with the
Wild Geese
sequence and
feels like
stuff.
a James Bond movie.
Yeah. So
I like Wild Geese. It feels the James Bond movie, which is much more violent.
Yeah, but so basically they tried it, but there's no reason why they shouldn't try it again. I mean, I like the idea, if you do introduce 2 new spies, that you could have separate while James Bond is being thought of for the next one, you could have this other one come out,
right?
And so, you know, and supplements the movie, whether it be a TV show or whether it be another cinema movie. That's a good idea, but they'll never do it though.
No.
What's her name's lost. She's completely lost.
To all of that, I would do a TV show like based on Moneypenny, like do her spy adventures, or Q or M.
Moneypenny's just a secretary.
No, I really like Naomi Harris in the Daniel Craig movie.
Yeah,
she
was
a really good.
But so did you? So which one was it? It was I think it was Skyfall.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a sequence in Skyfall, I don't know if you remember it, where they're in the court, and by what's his name, the villain comes in and he's dressed like a policeman, and they start shooting up everybody in the court, right?
Yeah.
What made me laugh, right? I didn't like Skyfall, I got to admit, but what made me laugh out loud?
How do you not like Skyfall? It's one of the best Bond movies ever.
All right, so what made me laugh in that film, out loud, seriously, out loud in the cinema packed full of people, was when Naomi, what's her name, grabbed a gun and started shooting like she was an expert at fucking killing people.
She shot him in the beginning, didn't she?
But that's not the point. The point is, it made me laugh. But the whole thing is that the reason why I laughed, because it was so obvious that the director and the writers wanted all of them to be of a level, so that if Naomi Harris didn't do anything, somebody would complain, "Oh, she didn't do anything because she's a woman," so they had to stick a gun in her hand, so you had to start shooting and stuff like that. So it made me laugh.
I think having her on location at the beginning of that movie, I thought really added like a lot to that character, right? I would like to see more of that.
It did, but still, I still thought it was a bit out of place personally as a James Bond film. For me, right, they've lost the actual concept, and I'm not talking about the books, right? Books are a completely different thing. Right. The movie James Bond has been lost ever since Craig had stepped in to be in James Bond. The movie concept of Bond
they're in hiding right now, right? They are waiting out the age of woke before they cast.
You think so?
Oh,
I hope so.
Absolutely, they are waiting before they can hire a white guy.
But by the time they wait for the right moment, they're going to be old. I mean, Wilson's looking like Wilson looks like he's going to drop at any moment.
They're old now. Okay, do you want a really stupid James Bond movie to reboot the series?
Is that
okay,
one?
Picture this. You starts off, you have 2 very Bondable actors wake up, like was it Timothy? What was it?
Timothy Dalton. Timothy Dalton.
No, younger, like Cumberbatch. People who kept.
Right, okay.
And one of them is Blofeld, one of them is Bond. They don't know. They both have had their mind erased by some scientific pulse thing, right? And they don't know who they are. They know their basic identities of what they think they could be Bond, they think they could be Blofeld. They don't know. They have to work together, right? And to work out who they are. And you don't find out till the very end who is James Bond, right? And then call it double indemnity. Yeah, you go. That's just fun and stupid. And this is going to be on Netflix. Ripley. I like Andrew Scott. I might watch this.
What is that about?
Ripley. Andrew Scott takes on the unscrupulous con man Tom Ripley in this new Netflix show, serving as a
the talented
by the 1999 movie, The Talented Mr.
Really? Really? Can't think of anything new?
Well, it's not they can't think of anything new. It's that movie executives are terrified and they don't know what to do.
You know
they
what,
don't
right?
Understand why everything's failed.
Yeah, but
they don't know.
Okay, right. So what's interesting about this is that they've decided to make a TV show of The Talented Mr. Ripley, right? Why couldn't have taken the idea of Ripley and just called him something else. Like I never understood. Like, you know, remember which I really loved, Elementary. You know, when everybody mentions the different, I loved it. Everybody mentions.
Watch that.
Everyone mentions the Sherlock Holmes, but they never mention Elementary, right? But the thing about Elementary is that why did they decide to have it as Sherlock Holmes? They could have just called him something else, and he could have been a great detective. Why bother doing that? It's the same thing
because they don't. They needed.
They know
they know
the
story. They didn't have something strong enough. That's the bottom line.
Yeah. I hear you. But yeah, so I did like Elementary.
But you know, when people do have confidence and do have talent and do have ability, it works out fantastically. Look at Indiana Jones, right? Indiana Jones is Doc Savage, is all those old Republic TV shows, Republic serials reimagined, and it boiled down and everything.
They didn't try to, like, for instance, Talented Mr. Ripley's based on the film, right? And they're making it into a TV show. Why don't they just have the same character but call him something else? Like just like what
I agree with you. I agree. This is based on the book that the movie is based on.
But they shouldn't be doing that because it's just going back to the well, hoping that people who like the Talented Mr. Ripley will see this show. Unfortunately, the people who watch Talented Mr. Ripley are all dead.
Okay, because the age of talented producers is over. They're just idiot cowards who won't take a chance on it. You want to get a Star Wars now, right? Nobody will put money into a new thing, right? That's why independent productions are the only way to go. When somebody does something as an independent production and they believe it, and they love it, and they find an audience, that's where trends are made.
Yeah.
Right. But that's why. Give me AI, baby. Fallout. I will watch this, but I'm not really interested at all.
Yeah, nor me.
It's on Prime Video. Do you have to pay for it? Or is that
no. Well, I've got Prime, so I'll probably get it free.
Everyone's got Prime. See, the reason Prime is shit is because everybody has it for the free shipping. Nobody really cares about the streaming, and the streaming service is garbage. Right? Okay. Here's what Prime needs to do. Firstly, upgrade their app. Right? Make it work as well as Disney and Netflix, which it doesn't. But secondly, there's no company identity. Right? So the Prime Video should be they should acquire a cinema chain, right? A brick and mortar cinema chain, and then play, and you go to it for free if you're a Prime member, and you have an idea that Prime is kind of like the prestige of movies, like it's behind the red velvet coat, red velvet line. But anyway, so you and then you play all they got the MGM library. You just play old movies, right? Make all your original content in your cinemas, and you go there for free if you're a Prime member. And they make money as way they always make money on the concessions.
Yeah, but
when you're paying anything, you'll spend 10, 20 bucks. Yeah.
Amazon, you got the feeling that Amazon, the film part of it is just a hobby of theirs. The main market is what they're doing.
That's what I'm saying. Because that's why it's shit. And they got a lot of good stuff on Amazon. They just need somebody to pull it together. What is it? Sympathizer. Available. Yeah.
Never heard of it. What is it?
Never heard of it. Park Chan-wook may be best known for directing movies like Old Boy and Stoker. I know Old Boy.
Right.
He's also currently behind the acclaimed critical TV show Little Drama Girl starring Florence Pugh. Fuck off! I'm sick of Florence fucking Pugh. Oh, fuck me. Not as bad as Pedro Pascal, but just off. Like how did Florence Pugh replace Scarlett Johansson? Like what's up with that?
That's because she is definitely for the woke stuff, and she isn't. The other one isn't. So there you go.
Oh God! I mean, I think they're both woke. But here, let me demonstrate something to you here. Like,
what? Okay.
I would never, ever be able to make a thumbnail like this with Florence Pugh, whereas totally works as Scarlett Johansson. Not even me wearing this costume could save Marvel at this point. That's exactly the MCU we all wanted.
You're a sick man.
Yes, exactly. This is why technology. But look, you
if you put Scarlet Pugh's face on that, you'll be like, what? Why would you do that? oh, Scarlet Pugh and Pedro Pascal, fuck off, okay? And that's just because I love you both so much. I want to be honest with you. So what is this show? He's turned to small screen again with the.
Don't know. It looks rubbish. It might be good. Who knows?
North Vietnam in this. Okay, I would check that the first episode. Knuckles couldn't care less. Leave me alone. Doctor Who, you watching?
Nope.
I thought they were great together. That was one of the good things about it. I thought the scene when they were on the rope ladder was pure Doctor Who.
No, it wasn't.
It totally was.
It wasn't.
If I fell through a time hole from 1975 to 2024 or 2023 Christmas, right, and I came out and I saw that scene, I'd be like, oh look, Doctor Who's still on. There's a different guy playing it now, right? It wouldn't do my head in at all.
Well, that's you, isn't it?
Okay. But what was not organically Doctor Who about from a minute they're on the rope ladder, right? That was, and he's jumping over the roofs. That was pure Doctor Who, and and then the whole thing about the glove, I thought that was great too. Look, the only problem with this is it's clearly made as a masturbatory fantasy for gay people, which don't get me wrong. I don't mind gay people having masturbatory fantasies. Look, poor Nicola Bryant has been trapped in my spank bank since 1984. Well, you know, like Zod, you know, in the can't get out. So I'm not. I don't begrudge it.
The main reason why I won't watch Doctor Who is because I think it's morally wrong what they're shoving into kids' TV, and I do not subscribe to this.
I do agree with
you.
So
that's what I'm saying. That is the main reason, and I think it's a horrible thing to do. Don't get me wrong. I've got nothing against. In fact, I have so many gay friends. It's ridiculous, but a lot of them agree with me that they shouldn't be doing this. You know, and this is the thing. So this is the thing, and it stops there. It stops with me there. Once I saw Doctor Who dancing in a skirt and a vest in a gay bar, that was it for me. That was enough.
I really don't think it was a gay bar.
There was only men dancing with him. Yeah, you didn't think it was a gay bar. Come on.
I was busy looking at Millie Gibson.
And what about the guy from the band that was with?
I hated that. I hated it. Oh God, that was the worst part. I hated that. Yeah, you're right. That's evil. I agree with you.
All of it is immoral, and it's also
look.
That's one of
about that.
I will never watch Doctor Who as long as this regime is happening with Doctor Who. I think it's morally wrong, and also I will never have. If I had kids, I'll never have my kids watch this show at all. I don't want my kids to be
fucked up by their sexual.
Yeah, I don't. Again, and I will say this, and I can say this because I'm a man of color. I do not believe the Doctor should be black, pure and simple. The only reason why he's black is because of what's happening today. If they did it 10 years ago, even 20 years ago, I would have been all right with it.
Well, listen, I think the time that Doctor Who should have been black was instead of Colin Baker. That would have make a real interesting movement in the show.
The BBC is screwed, and the BBC is a horrible company that's pushing woke agenda. And again, Doctor Who.
You're not going to hear me disagree with you. You're not going to hear me do it.
I'm not going to watch it purely on that basis.
All right. Bridgerton season 2, season 3 couldn't care less.
Couldn't care less.
No, the boys, they had a really good show came out last year called
V. What was it? Generation V.
Yeah, that was excellent.
I didn't see it, so I can't comment.
Oh, you should. I don't remember it being woke.
Okay, I don't. So I might catch it. I'm definitely up for seeing Boys season 4.
Oh yeah, season 2 went a bit too woke, but it came back in season 3.
Yeah.
No, this is a genuine winner. House of Dragon, I thought that was a genuine.
It's not my thing. It's not my thing.
There was The thing that hurt this was they had a heavy anti-abortion. They had a very heavy pro-life messaging in the first episode.
After that, it calmed down and started like telling us a decent story.
Right.
Umbrella Academy could not care less. Oh my god, how one person, Elliot Page, who has clearly never been anybody else other than Elliot Page, and clearly doesn't look like a little girl compared to everybody else in this picture, right? Because Elliot Page isn't a little girl. No, Elliot Page is a big man. I love season 1. Season 2, I thought was boring as hell whenever Elliot Page's former persona was on screen, and I can't watch season 3 and 4. I'm grossed out by it.
Is it still going? I'm quite surprised it's still going.
All coming out on October 8th. But who gives a shit? Leave me alone. Arcane, didn't see that. Penguin, any interest whatsoever?
None.
None. I don't understand this at all.
Nor do I.
Right? I'm just like, I thought the Batman was really boring.
So did I.
Really boring and pointless, and far lower quality than Batman Begins.
If you were to take that picture and before the Batman was made, and you show this to people and say, "Who's this character?"
Exactly.
They'll go, "Oh, isn't that a famous actor? Isn't that you know what I mean?"
Okay.
Nobody will know that's the Penguin. No one.
Here's the thing. I love Colin Farrell. I love the Penguin. I'm like, Colin Powell playing the Penguin? Fuck me, I'm there. I can't wait. Then he comes on screen and like, where's Colin Farrell playing the Penguin? Him? Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. You can afford to hire Colin Farrell to play the Penguin. You own the Penguin, right? You own that IP. And then you said, you know what? You like a bit of Colin Farrell, do you? You like a bit of Penguin, do you? Well, fuck you. You're getting fucking neither with this picture. What the hell?
There's no. It's like that Craven the Hunter film that's coming out. Why would you make a film about a secondary character that's in the Spider-Man universe that nobody really cares about?
Well,
why would you do that?
So I'm a big believer in taking like little known characters and turning them on their head and making them.
But he's not a hero; he's a villain.
But it does. I think there's, if you have a good idea, you have a good idea. Look at Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing was a third tier character that nobody cared about, and he became a prime character because Alan Moore's reinvention of him. Right? I think if you have a good thing to tell, that can work. Unfortunately, they haven't with any of these Spider-Man, and that includes the ones that were successful. Venom, right? That's
the only one that was successful,
right?
Because Madam Web didn't work, did it?
Oh my God, Madam Web ended that genre, right? Was this doing this story? I think I have the story.
What's this? Yeah. Agatha Harkness?
Yeah, we'll go there in a second. Madam Web, studios are blaming women instead of themselves.
Of course.
Cool. So this is the next Marvel thing due out.
Nobody wanted,
and they're embarrassed as fuck by everything, and they have no idea what to do. Speaking of fucking up a cinematic universe, The Acolyte, what bullshit this is.
No, thank you. Not watching
and
that.
You know what? I was not being dismissive of this at first because I liked the first season of Russian Doll, which Leslie Headland wrote. But it looks like to me agenda-driven bullshit. Everything in the Star Wars universe is bullshit. That being said, I'm still kind of intrigued what the Skeleton Crew is. Right? Is it a cartoon? Is it live action?
Is it Harry Potter stuff?
No, it's just that they're using the Jude Law. It's starring Jude Law, which is
because this is from Harry Potter, is it not?
Well, Jude Law. That's Jude Law in Harry Potter,
right?
That's the actor's going to be starring in it. So it's interesting things are happening with Star Wars in that there's clearly a civil war going on between the Kathleen Kennedy and the Dave Filoni crew. I mean,
Dave Filoni's not there. Dave Filoni. He's on.
No, I meant John Favreau. So we have
John Favreau's not there anymore.
Yeah, but John Favreau was just announced as the director for The Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yeah. You know.
So that's what's going. Like, hey, Disney is shitting themselves. In fact, the Disney board are shitting themselves because there is a big vote coming up in early April, and there's a corporate there's a board takeover going on by was it Mike Peltz and Ike Perlmutter and Elon Musk, right? Elon Musk is helping out with this to de-wokeify Disney, and they are going to strip the woke out of that bullshit
if they win. If they win,
they're gonna win. They're
I
gonna
hope so.
like the whole dropping the Disney DEI stuff, which is illegal, and they're having their asses sued off them by tons of people now, right? That's all Elon Musk doing, right? They're doing everything to make them look like, and everything they've done has failed. They're firing every left, right. They have no idea what to do. They are fucked. They're going down. Creature Commandos. How do you feel about the James Gunn DC verse?
I don't feel anything for it. I personally think that it's look Warner Brothers run out of money, so I don't see how they're going to finance Superman or anything else for that matter.
Well, Warner Brothers is going to be sold to was it Universal or NBC?
Well, that's the thing. So everybody knows that once a company's taken over or sold, suddenly you've got people at the top that have other ideas. So
Right.
James Gunn could make all these around, and I think James Gunn he's actually shooting the suit. Is he actually shooting the Superman film? I'm not sure.
They just started shooting on it. That's
right. So they started shooting it, but who knows whether it's going to change again with the people in charge.
Look, I mean, I think it was a real shame we didn't get the Snyderverse because that looked really interesting.
You think it did?
Oh yeah, but I think the greatest superhero movie ever made was Zack Snyder's Justice League. It was huge. It was epic. Great characters. It was. I wish. Okay, I wish we got at least a Batman was it Deathstalker? What is his name? Or
Deathstalker? Yeah.
Is it? I wish we got a Batman movie, right? In that verse, and I wish we got the final Justice League movie, which we got the like flash forwards to. And look, it wasn't great. It wasn't like the greatest thing ever. It wasn't like as fun as Marvel Phase 1 or even a lot of Phase 2. It wasn't great. It was really interesting. It was very authentic to the comics, and I would have liked to have seen more.
The thing is, though, it didn't resonate with the audience. That's the problem.
Well,
the Marvel.
Okay. The problem was they lost their bottle. They didn't wait and build up an audience.
No, that's not true. I mean, for instance, when the first Superman movie was introduced to the audience, the crowd, it really didn't resonate with it. There was a lot of people that was dissatisfied with Man of Steel. A lot.
It was okay. It wasn't the same as the MCU, which I think is a good thing.
So,
I think they were trying to.
The reason why, Rabbi, the Marvel thing worked. Right, so let's go from the beginning.
Because they're super fun movies that everybody loved.
Right, so they started off with Iron Man and the Incredible Hulk. The Incredible Hulk didn't do very well because of the other Hulk that came before. So people's taste for when they heard another Hulk was happening, they were like, "Oh, another Hulk! I saw the other one. Why would I see this one?"
Was it the Hulk didn't actually do as bad as you think it did?
No, yeah. No, but
the reason they didn't continue with him because Ed Norton wanted more money.
The point I'm trying to make is that it didn't make as much money as they thought it was. Iron Man, on the other hand, did extremely well. It did extremely well.
Yeah.
But the reason
I saw the first Iron Man trailer at Comic-Con before it came out, and everyone was like, "Holy shit!" That's really cool.
So it resonated with the audience, especially when we saw that film. We can resonate with Robbie Downey Jr.'s character. We can connect with him, and that's why it worked. Look at that compared to the first thing that DC did in the DC world with their heroes. They did Man of Steel. Man of Steel was so divorced from the audience that the audience couldn't connect with it, and that's why it didn't work. And then when they went forward with the same guy that created Man of Steel for the other stuff, it got even worse. Even though he had a plan, his plan wasn't telling the audience what he was trying to do. For instance, when you saw Batman versus Superman, you saw that bit where the Flash came out and goes, "Oh, he came when he was dreaming." The Flash came out, "Oh, Bruce," and suddenly he disappears. It left the audience thinking, what the hell was that all about? Even though you had a big plan.
Okay, I'm not disagreeing with you in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, but
I'm saying for me, I really enjoyed it. Like, I'm a comic book geek, and so I'm like, I was really fascinated.
Yeah, but the point I'm trying to make is that he made it into a niche thing, other than Marvel made it into a more universal thing with their heroes, and that's how they survived, isn't it?
I get. However, here's the thing.
Yeah.
The mistake I think they made is that when Man of Steel was not a Marvel-verse movie. It was very different tone, right? They needed to stick that landing more than they did to be able to build up an audience. Because again, it'll say if you went there expecting a Marvel movie, you were going to be disappointed. And I just think they and then they brought in the guy, another guy who just like had no idea what they were doing, and they made weird movie after weird movie. Some of them were good, but really, I like Shazam was a good movie. I didn't really care about it. But,
the problem with Man of Steel was the screenplay. The screenplay was rubbish. It really was complete and utter nonsense. Like as if you would let your dad. No, hold on. Right. As if you would let your dad die. You had all the powers in the world. You let your dad die in a storm. But also the fact that he didn't die in a storm.
Stupid. I agree. Okay. There were lots of stuff. You had the Martha line in Batman versus Superman. That was dumb. There was a lot of bad bits about. I agree with you. I agree. No, I think, but there are also good bits. I like the.
No, but the point I'm trying to make is that the reason why Superman became Superman is because when his dad died, he'd realized that with all. He says it in the first film, with all my powers, I couldn't save my dad. That's when he came to realization that he was destined to be something big, and they took that away from the mythos of Superman. And that's what I'm saying. So to start off with, they started off with the wrong director, the wrong vision, and that's what ultimately failed.
I'm not. I would say it's a different vision. I want to call it. I was interested by what it was showing me. I would like to see another 3 movies in that cycle.
I wouldn't have.
I really would. I would have been interested in it. But like this reboot they're doing with James Gunn looks like it's tons of fun. I mean, the casting is spot on. Mrs. Meisel's as Lois Lane is perfect.
Again, right? What they're doing is they're running. They're trying to fly before they can walk. This film should just be about Superman, Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen, and the thing.
I'm not sure you're right about that.
But now they've got other characters in there.
They got like Metaphisto in it, like really weird characters. So this is why I'm open-minded to what James Gunn's doing, because I haven't seen him take on anything that he didn't do an interesting new take on, which I enjoyed. I like Guardians of the Galaxy. I like the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas thing they did for TV. I liked Suicide Squad. I liked what's his name? That TV show with Peacemaker. I thought all of them are distinct and they're excellent and they're very authentic to what they are. So I'm really open-minded to see what his creative vision is.
I got the feeling, right, and it's a guess on my part, obviously, that he's been told to create the DC universe. Now, the only way you're going to create a DC universe is to start off with one character, focus on that one character. If that film is a success, that's when you start building. You can't have a platform to build if you don't have a platform, right?
Maybe what he's doing, he's building the world and making.
That's what I'm saying. He shouldn't be doing that. He should be just concentrating on Superman.
I don't know. I like it. Okay. Watchmen, I think worked very well because it dropped you in the middle of a continuity, right?
But that's different.
Is what I'm trying to do here.
We're talking about Superman, the most successful, most known superhero character in the whole of the world.
Right.
So I'm saying it's really important that he gets this one right. If he doesn't, he's investing in it with other characters like the Green Lantern and stuff like that. Leave all that out. Just concentrate on Superman.
Again. He's built up enough
credibility,
goodwill with me that I would.
Well, I might be wrong, but I just feel the logical thing is to. Oh God, please no. This
is going to be this particularly heartbreaking because the comic comes from is fantastic.
Yeah,
Charlie Cox is great. This is going to be shit. I'm afraid. Like this one, I have very little hope for, and even less Ironheart.
Nah, not interested.
Not interested at all.
Not interested at all.
Yeah. So that's what we got coming out this year. Fine. Wow. I'm going to be wrapping up in a second. Before I do, I didn't cover any Doctor Who stuff. Here's what I'm going to do. Tomorrow night is my son's engagement party, so I'm not live. I will put out a new video going over here. I'll show what I'll be going. I'll be going over various Doctor Who articles and ripping the piss out of them. Okay, that's basically my plan. Mega Geek, are you on tomorrow night with on Dan's channel?
Yes, I am. doing Robot to Death. We're doing the Robot to Death.
Oh, here. Look what I just did.
Reviewing Robot to Death.
Wait, 1 second. Where's the thing now? I literally just did a deep dive review. We went way over an hour on it. Oh, no, not that one. Although, Ken, one of the greatest thumbnails of all time, if I say so myself. You know, where is it? Face of Evil, right? I love Face of Evil.
I haven't seen Robot to Death in years. So I've got it here. I'm going to watch it before
it's
tomorrow.
So good.
And yeah,
so good. Chris Boucher is great.
Yeah, it is a great. It's a great. I think it's 4 parts. Is it 4 parts?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great 4-parter, and Leela's amazing in it. And I love those robots. They're creepy as hell, aren't they? Those.
Oh,
things?
1 second. Yeah, I got one right in front of me.
Yeah, they come across as really calm and then suddenly they're squeezing your neck. Yeah.
Okay. May I make a recommendation to you? Let me find.
Go on in.
Go to this website here, cunningmonkey.com.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to put it into. Oh, watch the Cunning Monkey version, says Lonnie. There you go. Yeah, let me share that screen with you. Doink. Yeah. So this guy does new effects on Doctor Who.
Oh, cool.
And they're really good. So I believe he has Robots of Death.
Oh, so does he do the whole episode or just?
Yeah, you can download
cool.
and you can download the whole thing, and the new effects really do.
Oh, really? Give me that link then. Put it in the thingy, and I might watch Robots of Death with the new effects in it.
It really helps, right?
Oh, really?
It really helps. I did what's it called, Face of Evil with new effects, and it really is very good.
Well, wait, go put the put. Oh, here we go.
There
Right,
you go,
I'm gonna watch. Right, I'm gonna watch this classic Who's. Full series, okay, and go down mutants.
Keep going.
Yeah. Planets, pyramids, Face of Evil, Robots of Death. Yay! I'm gonna watch that.
Watch and then you download them.
All right, cool. Oh, downloads probably better. Yeah. Oh, wow. Thank you for that.
And he's really good, right? It's I don't know why they don't do more of these. He's like, he does this in his spare time.
Oh,
and he does a really good job. And like, he's got all these stories, right? That he's done K9 and bloody hell. Warriors of the Deep. Okay, he doesn't go quite far enough. Like Warriors of the Deep really needs you to do a complete CGI Merca and map that over. God bless you, Dan. He loves Delta and the Bannermen. There's no saving Delta and the Bannermen. Okay, you need to edit that down to a 45-minute story, and then completely digitally paint out the baby, the girl, probably Delta, probably the guy who plays the guitar as well. They're all shit. Okay, it's unwatchable shit. This is quite good.
So hold on. So when you're right, okay. So yeah, I'm downloading it now. Actually,
there you go.
If it's got new effects in it, I'm all for that. I'm all for the new effects thing. Definitely.
Yeah, me too.
I love when people do stuff like that. It's absolutely fantastic. Right.
You enjoy that. Fine. So
Okay,
tomorrow night, please go over to Rebecca Gold's channel, and you'll be able to watch the teaser for the new Rebecca Gold, and also Bad Days on there. What else is on there?
I just discovered Bad Days on Apple TV.
Is it really?
Yeah, I'm getting totally screwed here. I mean, they must be making money off my film, and it's ridiculous. And also,
you know what's screwing the entertainment industry other than woke bullshit? It's the producers. The producing class takes 90% of the wealth.
Yeah. Also, you can watch Bad Day on YouTube because I've discovered it. Somebody's put it up on YouTube. So, and they got more views than anything on my channel.
I really do like Bad Day. I thought what's his name was great in it. Keith Isles.
Keith Isles.
He's so good at it. I didn't realize it was Keith Isles when I saw it. I'm like, really? He really is good at being creepy and because he's so nice.
Yeah,
like Keith is so positive, especially when you talk about Star Trek, right? He's so positive. But I always I can never get my head around him being that mean. Right, so he must be a blooming good actor.
He is a good actor.
He really is. That was a really great performance. Fine.
Right,
with that, we give you many entertainment options for your delight and delectation. With that, I'm going to hit the end broadcast button. I'm going to say good night, good luck, and